Hello and happy Sunday evening, everyone. Welcome to In the Meantime Chat with Love Belvin, Alyx Monroe, and Myles Washington, who will be joining us shortly. Hey, love.
Hey! I was bopping to that. I don't think we ever had that one before. That
No, not that
musical selection. I was bobbing. Hey everyone.
one. Hey, Khalees. Hey, Rachel. Hey,
Andrea
Who is this?
Shapu. Who's
Sarah.
Shapu? Is Shapu new?
I guess Nita. I don't know.
Tangela.
God Praiser. Tangela. Hey, y'all.
Hey, welcome. Thank you so much for coming to hang out with us.
Yes,
All right
indeed.
now.
So we are here to talk about In the Meantime. I know we talked about In the Meantime before, but this time we're going to have the narrators with us and get their perspective on some things.
hmm And
LB.
also find out what they thought of it.
Yep.
Our sister readers thought of it. In
Yep.
audio format, of course. And you know what I thought about? There's some people who weren't able to make that last in the meantime
Right.
chat. So
Right.
maybe you can bring, your ideas here. But
Right.
yeah, I
So
cut you off.
I listened to Audible. I finished Thursday, I think it was. I think I finished Thursday morning on my way to work. And reading and listening does give you a totally different perspective. Um Alex and Miles did an amazing job. Amazing
hmm
job.
hmm
She's watching the game, love, just so you know her
I
fly
know.
live.
I know.
Um, um, so it does give a totally different perspective.
hmm
And I'll jump into some. I need to write it down too, because there was a scene that I wish that, and it was Hayden's perspective, but I wish I could have heard Ishan saying it instead of from her. I know it's big, you know. Uh,
Midnight. Shout
Midnight,
out to Midnight Michael.
what up?
Midnight. I was just thinking about you earlier, Midnight. I have and it's gonna tie into probably towards the end of our discussion, but I have a project coming out, probably my next project that I'm gonna write once I'm done with this. And I think Midnight will be perfect, perfect for the voice of this character. But we'll talk about that later. Thank you for joining us, Midnight. Thanks for the support.
LB is always in work mode, y'all.
I know. I was offered a trip to get away. I've been offered lots of trips. I don't know if I've said this to you, to get away, because it's being said that I need a break. I need to get away. I'm like, no, I gotta finish this project. When I go away, I don't work. I listen, right?
Mhm.
But I don't record. So I'm like, are you kidding me? And it was just said the other day, I think she needs to go away more than anybody. I'm like, okay. But no, we'll have to wait. But I'm always in work mode, although people who are new to me think I'm not, but I am.
And did, Khalees, and did.
Yeah, the diva is always doing something different.
Idea.
Always.
Yeah, had
Thanks,
to,
Midnight. We'll talk about it later. But it just dawned on me today. I felt dumb thinking like, oh, you didn't think about this before. Yeah, this will be great for you. Oh, they're shouting you out, Midnight. Oh, Joss, uh,
huh?
is Legra.
You want to see it swing?
Oh, silk is silking now. All
Ah,
right.
I'm good. I'm good. Like, I sweat, so I don't know how it might be twisted up in a ponytail back in natural state, but because I sweat in my hair. But anyway, that ain't what we
Hey,
here for.
Monica. Monica has been riding with me for so long. She's not the most vocal, but she's very present. Shout out to Monica. Oh gosh, thank you so much.
So you guys, before we get started, some people, I ain't gonna say y'all, because it might not be y'all. Y'all the LB crew. Y'all part of LB universe. Some people have keep asking LB, where is the next installment? Where is the next installment? So let's just get that out the way.
Oh, you want to go there first? Okay.
Yeah, let's just knock that out because they're
Yeah.
gonna be, you know.
Yeah. So the next installment is still being worked on. Literally today, Um, as Josh and I were both preparing, I was cooking, I was writing in between. I sent out a newsletter. I inserted something with the newsletter we sent out yesterday, this morning. I think at least it got into my inbox this morning. The Team Love newsletter, and I did explain I am working. It's not like I understand the mistrust in our community from the newbies, because you have authors that may start something and then they'll go to another project, or you just don't hear from them for years. I promise you, life has been very difficult for me, but I promise you, this is my bread and butter. So and I'm also talk to CCJ about this often. And Zakia, the author Zakia, my editor Zakia, I say I've always been the type of person in life. I don't start stuff that I don't finish. I've just never been that type. I'm going to finish it. If you want to ask about me, my sister readers are here. They'll tell you I am writing slower. That is without a doubt. I am going to complete it. I even shared, Jocelyn, in the newsletter, a tool that I've been using for years for my editing team to keep me on track
So
and organized with my dates. And Tina, who is my editor, one of my editors, she also powers the encyclopedia of the LBU. She said, "Love, why don't you put these in there?" I said, "Oh, that'll be a wonderful feature, but we got to get better on the formatting of it." But just to share with you guys, the work that does go in is not just writing. So I shared that with you to let you know I have been working. These are tools that I'm sharing with the editors. My third and final editor just got the manuscript yesterday. She probably got started on it today. We are working, but they are just not quite ready. And I don't have a date because I don't give dates. I do not disappoint. My cover is done. I changed the name of this thing 3 times, which is so unusual for me, but it's getting done. It's getting done. Oh, do you know? Oh, Locust Grove. Are you familiar with Locust Grove, Georgia?
you talking to me?
I'm asking you.
Oh,
Hey, Tracy.
yeah, I know where it is.
Okay. Tracy, are you coming to Indie Love this year? That's in Atlanta. Yeah, so I hope that does address it, but I can't give you a time frame. I refuse to. Just know it is coming soon. You know, police don't play. Just know it is coming soon.
Oh, Jesus. Yeah. Yep. So we knocked that out right out the box. Very good. Very good.
Mhm.
If y'all have some questions you want to drop in, go ahead and drop those now. If you have some before our narrators get here. Hey, Maisha. Maisha made it.
Oh
Um,
my, they reminded her she's working tonight. Shout out to you, my.
she's at work.
Yeah.
Um, I there's things, of course. Remember, I didn't get a chance to do a second read before we chatted last time.
Mhm, mhm,
I usually do a second read before we chat, and I didn't get a chance to, but things were still fresh in my mind. So
mhm.
listening this time was bringing a lot of stuff back, things that made me chuckle, things that ticked me off. The fact that he had imposter in his phone for her name,
I
I
caught
chuckled.
that today. I caught that today.
Yeah,
I
I
caught that
caught
today.
it,
Uh-huh.
and that made me chuckle. I already I reading I knew her mother was a piece of work, but hearing it portrayed was like I can't stand her mama. I just really in the situation with the uncle, and you're just constantly making excuses, made it 10 times worse hearing it acted out. Does that
Mhm,
make sense?
mhm. Yes, it does. That was one of the questions I actually had for our sister readers. Um, does listening to audiobooks after or alter, excuse me, what you created in your mind when reading the first book? I know Joss and Tara, they will read along with the audio. But when you're doing that, even if you don't, does it change? Does it alter what you had already conjured in your mind about the characters, their energy, their emotions? I think that's great, even for Midnight, who's here to hear. Like, how does that change anything, if at all, for you?
Um, so I don't do that anymore, love. Remember when I
Okay.
first started doing Audible, I was, and you actually had started me doing that where I was reading in
Because you were helping me out when we were doing it
right.
independent. Yeah, yeah,
Doing
yeah,
it independent, we were trying to catch things. So that's
yeah.
how that started.
Mm-hmm.
But now I basically listen in the car on my way to and from work.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And let me tell you something. Don't call me while I'm driving home and I'm in the middle of an audiobook. I
Oh
get
no, cause you cuss like I gotta finish this book. I'm gonna have to go home now and listen to it. You know, I don't listen to books at home, love. I was like, okay.
I be like, man, y'all bothering me. But it does, and I don't know if I was more in tune. I don't know if I was more in tune this time or what,
Mhm,
but
mhm,
yeah, it gives me a different perspective. There's things that I picked up on, and maybe I just forgot that
mhm,
now I really am that I really did pick up on. Like I said,
mhm,
her mother just irritated my soul every time
mhm,
she was around. She just irritated me.
mhm. Yeah.
Even Ezra's appearance and his conversations with her hit
Mhm,
different. It just hits different. It just and
mhm.
I'm late to the Audible game. I'm
Same.
to
Mhm,
it.
mhm,
I wasn't into. I don't want to. I don't want to do that. I'm not spending my coins on that. But I
mhm.
have a different perspective now. I play with Audible. I'll cancel in a heartbeat, and then they offer me a special deal. And I'll be like, okay.
Right, right, right.
So on that end, yeah, and I'm listening to more than just LB. So there's
Mhm. Oh yeah, of course. No, you
there's
talk to me
that.
about more than me. Yeah. You
Yeah, but
know what it does? I only listen to my own audiobooks. You know, I can't wait to get into it, somebody else's work. I can't wait to visit another, a whole another uh place rather than LBU. It's just the timing of it all. But I do listen to my own. I've been out walking because I've slowed down the gym because I'm trying to get this book done. So I've been up in my cardio and I listen to it. And one of the things I realize about audio is it helps me be more careful with my editing eye because I catch things that no one outside of my editing team is going to really catch. Well, that's not true because there are some good writers out there or particular writers or writers who just have a it annoys them when you hear certain things. There's a rhythm for my writing,
mm-hmm.
and a few times I'll hear the narrator showing me you were out of sync, and I
Mm-hmm.
don't want to describe what that is because I don't like to share it. But it does help me with the editing piece, and it makes me want to choke myself. I'm like, dog, you didn't catch this on the final read. We don't do that over here. So it may not be your typical errors that an average eye can catch, but someone who understands have a writing rhythm or a reading rhythm, they will catch. And I hear it loud in my ear. So that helps me when I'm listening to these audiobooks.
Okay. So
Yeah.
I just caught my eye. So when she says, "Hey there, I love Audible, but not more than actual reading," I feel like I catch more when I read rather than listening. Which do you do
Yeah.
first? Though that's what I'm saying. I read first, and I catch a lot,
Yeah.
and I reread a second time later, not back to back. Um,
Hmm.
just so I pick up on things that I didn't pick up the first time.
Hmm.
So is it Natalie? Natalie, which one do you do first? Do
That's a
you
good question.
read first and then listen to the Audible, or do the Audible, which one do you do first?
Yeah, that's interesting because I'm always interested in the journey for the readers and the recipients. Oh Lord, what are you looking at, Jocelyn? do
Because I
you
hear it,
hear?
so I
Can
just
you
glance
can you?
over, it's on. Oh, I know why. Oh yeah, it's a
Oh
wrap.
gosh. Okay.
Tara
Well,
probably hollering too.
I know. That's what I was about to say.
I know Tara hollering.
Um, yeah, yeah, yeah. There is a read. I'm sure even as a narrator for you, it just helps with a rhythm. In fact, when Alex gets on, she said to me several times, "I know your cadence by now, love. I know your cadence." So it's I think it's something we can view in different ways. In this industry, but I definitely, I get upset. I'm like, oh, wait, was that me or was that the narrator? Like, no, boo boo, that was you. So yeah, I think that's cool. So Madeline says read first, but I actually listened to the in the meantime first this time. Okay, I need
Mhm.
to read it, and I will probably catch more. Yeah, it all depends on your rhythm. You know, like what you're accustomed to, and which sensory is strongest for you, right?
Yep.
I have a question. Oh, look at Sarah. Look at Sarah. Sarah,
Where is
I feel
she?
like you're downstairs in my house. um,
Over. It's a wrap.
we're talking
It's a
about
wrap.
the Eagles playing the Commanders, and you guys know I live in the Philadelphia area, so everything down here is Eagles. So my house is on fire right now. It's jumping now. Um, I want to ask another question. I remember when putting this together and Ruby coming on board. You know, Ruby is a slacker. She'll not give me edits, or she'll, and I'm like, dog, I need to, and then she'll like bow out, and then she comes back, give me some chapters. What are we working on now? And then she wants to have these conversations. So anyway, when she read in the meantime, she was like, yo, I like this. I like it. I can't put my finger on it, but this is different for you. This is different. I was like, really? Okay, like no big deal. And then I think Zakia said, I think I like this. This is really good. Not that I don't like the other projects, but she basically echoed what Zakia said. But then the response and even the reviews, they came quicker. They're still to me not satisfactory, but they came quicker. I feel like there's something, your response to this project has been different. The demand for book 2 has been different. Can anyone articulate what makes this project different for you in the LBU?
Yeah, y'all answer that.
Yeah. Do you have an answer? Yeah, Ruby is about she's finna be fired now, but she's been bossing me lately because she knows I'm taking longer than I usually do. So she's been on me. She handed in some edits today before yesterday before it went to the line editor. So she's been working, but she's gonna get fired. Before Any Love, she'll be fired.
So what makes it
So
different? I don't. Maisha
so
said
what
relatable.
is what do
It's
you mean
very
by that?
relatable. It's very relatable. Well, not well. I'm not going to Vegas and playing a hooker. That just, and I told you that every time they be saying John, I was like, this is hilarious. This is so hilarious. And I love when he says boo baby. Like,
Oh yeah. Yeah.
um,
So Boom says it's not. So this is not a slow burn. Okay. Oh, from the gate. Okay, that is the difference. Boom. I feel you. That's how lit.
that's,
If you remember,
yep.
Love's inconvenient truth. Open. Yeah. And sometimes that helps. And sometimes I need that. Sometimes I need your chemistry up front, and then we can get into the character development. So okay.
Here's a good one
So
too. I remember what it was like to want to step out on my good girl status, having to
yeah.
battle with some of those consequences. Good
Good
time.
times. How long ago was that, Akila? Oh, this is my girl, Akila. Oh my gosh. She's finna be all up on Love Unaccounted when Ezra comes out in Ezra. Yeah, when that comes out. I can't say good times. I think the angst, the fact that neither really want to be in a relationship and the baby is driving what happens. Yeah. And I
Mhm.
think with the way things are going, like I put out a question a few months ago because I'm talking to my developmental editor and she's been challenging me like crazy for this project. And she felt a few things were not clear, and I had to prove to her, you don't know. That's not correct. Um, dang, what was it? But I think one of the things was, do you think she's carrying Ishan's baby? Do you think Ishan believes uh she's carrying this baby? Because my developmental editor said, yeah, he got the results. I said, no, he didn't. So if she goes back to revisit the scene where Hayden comes to Alpine to Ishan's home upset after the argument with her mom, that was the day the results came in. So she
Mhm.
automatically thought when Dr. Patterson called Ishan to tell him what's going on, that she also included the results. They
No.
still, I'll tell you where I am right now. They still have not looked at those results. So it is, but I think we all know, like, this is baby, you know. But I think it's interesting how neither one of them are opting to look at the results. And of course, for Hayden, it's easier because Hayden knows her body, right? Hayden had been abstinent. She'd been practicing abstinence. I think she talked about that in Love's Neutral Zone. She said, yep, she told Sundry on the beach when they were walking on the beach, and she told Sundry how she saw how she and Myles was getting it in. She said she was that's one of my favorite exchanges, by the way, those two being high on the beach and laughing and confusing each other. But Hayden has been abstinent, so she knows she has, you know. But I think she's so embarrassed by her behavior. She's trying to play this tough girl in terms of, well, we should get the results. Like we should, you know, you should know for sure. But yeah. And I will not, and I can say, I want to say this up front. It's not going to be a Prism situation where they get together. They don't really link until the end. It's not going to be that situation because where I am now, they're definitely melting equally, surprisingly, equally. But go ahead, Joe.
Tara says she thinks, you know, based on the symptoms. Well, oh, that's what I was gonna say. Yeah, that brought it back. Leroy called him out and was like, you know that's your baby. Because you wouldn't be doing what you're doing if you didn't think it was.
Let me tell you something. Wait till Myles get on here. Dang, and I gotta be careful of what I say because we have people outside of the LBU listening, but Myles reads ahead. We've discussed this. I request, Midnight will tell you, read ahead. And I'm gonna talk once Alex gets up here and how I can tell that woman read ahead. But we'll talk about that. Tara and I were talking about that earlier. Anyway, when Myles was talking to me about Leroy, I said, you remember who that is, right? He said, yeah, that was Roger's best friend. And how much integrity and soul he put into Leroy.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I love the way he, even emotionally, the way he read for both, their chemistry he built by. I friggin' love that. He was like, yeah, I know who Leroy is. And it was just, go ahead.
No, go ahead. Finish your sentence.
How did Leroy change from? I think he still is. I just think that's what he's on now.
Just somebody by goes both ways. That's what
yeah. Wherever the wind blows. Yeah. Right.
He just happens to be in love with somebody on the Kings right now. So
but to be honest with you, he was with a guy in when Winter and Raj, look at me. Can y'all believe I'm remembering stuff? But when Winter and Raj went away for her birthday, he was with a Sheik at the time, Amel. Yeah.
I don't recall him ever actually being with him. He was attracted to someone, and they were like, you don't know what you about to get yourself into. So you've never written him being with a woman, not that I can recall.
I can't. Well, because at the time that's not what I captured. So maybe we will see. You know, he's with the woman. I feel like, was it in I think it New the Hopelessness series back when back in the BSU days. I feel like Raj or Tori mentioned Leroy having some woman's car he was dating somebody, and that's the car. I feel like somebody drove when they flew home for Christmas or something. So yeah, I think he's bi, but I think, you know, when we're capturing him, it's with, you know, he's talking about men. Oh, yes, see, Mike, look at me. Can you believe I remember something? Oh, Achilles, vouching for me. Yep. A doctor. Rachel said, yeah, a doctor. So yeah, so I think it's just really where the wind blows. But I really did Leroy, I love Leroy, you know, clearly, and in the complication of his life, and I will never do, because I don't think I can fully understand his journey, so I will never take him on, but I love his energy, I love his heart, and I love that he has Black men around him who do not understand him, but love him and see value in him being in their lives, and don't shy away, even though he was pissing off. Pissing Ishan off because I
swear that just popped in my head was like,
yes,
and when he's
that's Ishan's limit. That's Ishan's bias. That's his bias. That's his limit. Whether you agree with him or not,
but you putting on these feminine clothes.
This is when you're crossing the line. Yeah, I can accept that you like, you know, you like to sleep with men. I don't have to see that. But then when you're presenting as something else, and I feel like that is his limit or bias, however you want to view it. But his thing is, even when he was talking about being a parent adopting,
Right.
Sean was like, no, do you know what parenting
No,
takes?
he didn't just say no. He said, hell no.
Hell no.
Hell
Oh
no.
my gosh. Exactly. Please. And I love that. And um I feel like Myles, clearly it tells me a lot about, him as a man. For him to give, it's almost when he responded, he said, yeah, that's my boy Leroy. That was Roger's best friend. So I thought that was like really cool. Yeah. It was the inviting himself to their dinner for me. Yeah, he was, because he wanted to get Natalie, he wanted to get into Ishan's business because Ishan is a man's man. Like he has his needs, but he's not been at all attracted to the idea of having a relationship when the one person who could have been that was Ebony, and Ebony wanted to act wild and be what are you laughing at, Jocelyn?
Because I
Like,
can
get the
hear
hell out of here.
Allegra saying, "Get the hell on," and I want to scroll back. They're coming in so fast. I'm not. I don't know
Yeah,
if Allegra is telling my that, but it's just hilarious because I can hear Allegra's voice.
you can hear it in her voice. Yeah.
I can hear Allegra's voice.
I can't remember what I was saying. My bad. But anyway,
I'm sorry.
good stuff with Leroy. Good stuff with Leroy. I love Leroy. Um, okay. Leroy will be the perfect godfather, is what Boom said, and I'm sorry, Akila agreed. Okay. Okay. What time is it? We have 3 minutes before the narrators will be checking in.
What girl? I said, who's this? Khalees? I don't like that girl. What girl? I might be missing some. What girl?
Ebony. She's talking about Ebony. And I like Ebony. The one who Ishan made the agreement with to be
Oh,
a parent, to co-parent with. I like Ebony. I talked about this publicly. I talked about it with CCJ when we were developing our voices. I hate black and whiteness for people. Everybody is not black and white. And I hate demonizing women. I hate demonizing men. I feel like there's good and evil in most people. So Ebony is messing up. She's messing up. She's not perfect, an overachiever, but emotionally she's not developed. But she's not. I think she's the bomb. Other than this, how she conducts herself. But I think Ebony is the bomb. I think she's goals the same way Hayden does. She is goals. But there are those flaws. And I know you guys are about to throw tomatoes at me, but Brielle's project is next. And I know we threw a lot of ish on Brielle, and she deserves it. But Brielle, a few years ago, came to me and told me her story. And I am like, yo, we got to get out these complex stories for these Black women and Black men to show that just because they're flawed, and I don't want to call them damaged, because there are people who are damaged who could be repaired, but there are people who are just not damaged, but they're just flawed. So, but yeah.
That's not what you said, please. Before I get to yo, I hope you hear me in Allegra's
Let's
voice.
leave that laborer.
Go to hell, Maisha. Go to hell. Go back to work. How about that? Go back to work.
Oh, Jocelyn. Let my gonna bring up. She gonna use an opportunity to bring up Jazz.
Anytime she can. No, that
so
is
we
not.
So we should think. No, I don't like Dawn. Now,
said.
Dawn, I did not like Khalees. I didn't like Dawn. Dawn was too. She was shady. She's a snake. I didn't really like. Hey, Tulas, am I saying your name right? Tulas is another one that just follows me hard. Not the most vocal, but very, very present. Tulas, Tableau. Am I saying? I need to learn how to pronounce names. I love that. Thank you so much for supporting.
Don continue. We just met Ebony. Don has continued to be
a
thorn in our sides in other books. Brielle showed us although I'm not a Brielle fan, so don't even twist it.
I know. Joss had to check me a couple weeks ago. She said, "Oh, I may have remembered, love. You said you were going to take her on, but that don't mean I want her. That don't mean I want her story."
Um, but she showed us a different side when with her and Tori being best friends. We saw a little
and not enough, right? We saw a little bit, but not enough. And I
lot.
do. I know. And the thing is, I don't think her story is going to be as long as it. Mine too. She's not going to have a series, but I'm hoping to give you guys a different side of that woman.
You can't wait to defend who? Brielle? Girl, don't you got
Oh,
something?
Mine said that.
Yes.
Mine is crazy. Mine
Okay.
loves the underdogs, I guess.
Whatever.
I
Whatever.
love Brielle too. Brielle, I'm gonna show us how Brielle is just she's probably a broken woman, definitely a scarred woman, but there's love for her too. And Midnight is gonna prove it to us. Watch.
Are you ready, love?
I am. I
Okay.
am.
Hold on. Hello, Mr. Washington, Miss Monroe. Welcome to the
Hey,
show.
hey, hey. Hey, family.
Hey, what's
Hey,
going on?
yeah.
How are you today?
I'm good.
Feeling pretty good.
Oh my
Good.
God. Maisha saying Brielle is misunderstood. Oh, I wish I had something strong. Where's my mauve? Let me pull out my mauve because I can't tonight.
Well, we're happy to have, and I'm always grateful for Alyx and Myles for rocking with me the way they do, and they do rock with me, especially as does Midnight and Winston. I really appreciate you guys. Alyx, and I know we talked about this before, so I'm not gonna belabor the point, but Alyx, Myles, and we popped each other's cherries. Pause. In the audio world. I feel like by the time we were done with my project, they were both new, but I think by the time we were done with the project we worked on, they had already put out stuff, but we were all new. I was just the newest in the room, thinking I knew the most, and I didn't. But we've grown together, and I just okay. I don't know who to start with, whether it's Alyx or Myles, but I have so much to say. First of all, this is the first project, Alyx and Myles, that is being produced into audio as I'm writing it. So I am still getting to know Ishan and Hayden as you guys are portraying Ishan and Hayden. And I've heard from both of you separately about what your take of them is. Like, I talked about Myles before you got on, about how you and I discuss Leroy in the meantime. And I said to you, hey, you remember him? You were like, yeah, that's Roger's best friend. And the integrity you exuded with taking him on. It's like he was your family, like he was your friend. And I friggin' love that. And with Alyx, well, let me just stay on Myles until Alyx comes back. But I just feel like Myles, even the feedback, and here's what I said earlier before you got on, how first of all, Myles is a reader. I don't know if we've discussed that previously. He reads. I don't think romance is his genre, but he's a reader. So I think it makes it easier for him. He's able to get through a book or whatever. He, understands different genres or whatever. But I feel like, there's just an integrity that you kind of walk into this with, and it shows how you read ahead and then you give me your feedback. And you're able to kind of, I guess, build my clients in your mind. And I don't feel like Ishan is like Asmir. I don't feel like I'm listening to Asmir when I'm listening to The Enemy in Time. I feel like I'm listening to Ishan. So what's the difference between those two for you? How did you pursue them differently?
I think it's like it's like Asmir is kind of like the head of kind of everything in the world, in a sense, right? So it wasn't like, I don't want to say Ishan was under him, but he's not Asmir, right? Like that's he's got his own thing though. He's his own thing though. Even his background, like learning his skill set comes from a different, you know what I'm saying? So his look, you know what I'm saying, is different. So for me, it was just like, and I like having an acting background. It's like you don't come from a vacuum. It's like I get, like you said, give integrity to each person, however that, whatever that means for me.
Right.
So yeah, it was important. So it wasn't Asmir, like you said. We talked about it before I started record. It was important that he wasn't Asmir. Like he's he has similarities, you know, in different things and in the way they move in certain ways. But
is he as toxic as Asmir?
nah, Asmir is the most toxic dude. Like, it's funny. It's so funny to me, like, cause the ladies love Asmir, but he's so toxic. Like what I said, after we talked about this, I was like, yo, love, low key, Asmir is toxic as fuck. Like it's crazy, but you can't say no wrong. I mean, he's got his own. He got his own level of toxicity, but it's definitely not Asmir.
Yeah.
But yeah, for me, like you said, it's like the integrity. Like it's you know, they can have similarities, but he's his own man, and he makes that clear throughout. You know, because even when dealing with Hayden, it's like he doesn't want to lose, you know, his position with Asmir, but he's letting her know too, like, I got my own shit going on, so we good. We good regardless. You know, I'm good regardless. So yeah, so that's pretty much how I approach to, like, it's just being your own. Because just for me, it's also like life experience. Like you always, I feel like in men, when you're around people in different situations, like it's always gonna come to a point. Like I'm gonna be the little bro to a point where I'm not the little bro, and I'm like, this is I am who I am. This is my thing. You know, so it's kind of not that he was ever little bro, but it's just like it's just established in its own lane. Even in like Asmir's gonna be who he is, but I'm gonna be who I am. You know.
Right. I agree. And with Alyx, I'm gonna try to not say too many put myself in too many Paul situations, but when Alyx and I, the first time we worked together, you know, Alyx is an actor herself. Not only is she trained, but she's taught acting, so she has her chops with her. And then when she encountered this controlling author who wanted her to portray a character, Alyx was hugely patient with me. I know she wanted to choke me, but she was so professional, and I'm learning that's just who she is. And then what happened was we got an opportunity to work together again, because I told her, I said, look, I'm gonna spin a block on you. And she probably was like, yeah, okay, whatever. And then I did. And I said, you kill this. And I was just like, dang, I think there's power in words, because when I heard Alyx on that Prism series, I let go of control. I had other things to work on. I was busy. And when I sat and I listened to that thing, her voice was so sultry. The way she took her on, she did. We prepared for it. We talked. And she was like, love, give me somebody who's her energy. And no one has ever asked me that before. And I feel embarrassed for not telling her, because they know how I try to think of everything. And I told her, when that thing came back to me, I was like, yo, this woman's voice is amazing. And I'm like, yo, did you, like, why didn't you just let her do her own thing? Because you thought you knew about audio and you didn't, LB. And when I tell you she skated on that project, it is the most underrated to me audio project in the LBU. And when we're coming to, in the meantime, I don't hear Shishi. I don't hear Ashura. Same thing I said about Myles with Asmir and Ishan. I don't hear the same person. So what do you think, Alyx? Like, what do you think how your approach has been different from, Shishi and versus Hayden?
Well, I'm going to need a few minutes to stop blushing first. Thank you. I don't know how to. My words are escaping me, but I think my main thing when it comes to approaching a character is like you mentioned, like really finding their voice. And so that's my first step. I spend a little time trying to figure out what they're really trying to say beneath what they're trying to say, and how I can portray that in a way that the audience will understand without working too hard. And so whenever I approached Hayden, I think Hayden is by far the most relatable of the characters that I've narrated for you. She feels super regular. And so I was like, okay, like, let me try to approach this as very everyday, somebody that you can connect to, somebody you can empathize with. Versus like a she where there's plenty of people even within the story who don't necessarily relate to her. You know what I mean? A lot of people had a lot of people took issue with the share. So that is kind of my priority when I start a project. And then from there, my goal is just to really bring to life some of the sub characters so that they give the main character oh, my words are really not working that well today, but try to shine some light on the supporting characters so that they still complement the main character. That's the word I'm looking for. Compliment.
Well, let me ask you another question. I said this earlier too before you guys got on about a rhythm and how when I listen to my audiobooks, one of the beautiful things about it is it highlights places where I can improve in my editing, and not for me, like not that there are errors that people will typically call errors. There's just me with my rhythm and finding my rhythm. And I said, what's funny is I'm using that term, whereas Alex has told me several times in the past, like, love, I think I know your rhythm now. I get your cadence, rather. I get your cadence. Can you explain what that means?
Yeah. I mean, with all the love I have, love, you are high maintenance. And I mean vocabulary. I mean
Shots
complexity. Fired. I mean,
that's valid. That's valid. Your vocabulary. We went over. What was that? What was that wine from the first book?
Oh, please! I can't even pronounce it. Yeah.
The amount of times I have to repeat a line on LBU books because of the vernacular. And I am like, okay,
you never shared that part, Alex.
Let me make sure I'm pronouncing this word right. I have never pulled out the dictionary. I mean, my dictionary is digital, but I have never digitally pulled out my dictionary so much in my life. But
that takes me to a question that I had wrote down. Because I asked, how much time do you allow yourself to prepare before you start recording? So let's just direct that directly. That was like in general. But now that you have said that, Alex, how does that work in the LB world? You and that one.
It's a whole process. Like the average book that I narrate, I can get it done in a week. Like I can skim through it. I can, like, oh, okay, I get the gist of it. I may pull out my dictionary twice. in a Love Belvin masterpiece, I usually start a few weeks before recording. And then I coordinate with Love to make sure I'm on the up and up, got all the things situated. From start to end, I can still record it in a week, but it requires more research. It requires a little a little extra in the preparation, a few more steps just to make sure that I'm doing it justice, because I don't want to get in trouble by the LBU fans. I'm not interested in doing that at all.
I appreciate that. I truly do appreciate that. Myles.
You want me to answer that too? Same question.
No. I'm going somewhere else.
No. I want to go somewhere else.
Okay, my bad. Okay.
I agree. But I will give Love credit that she gives me like a whole rundown prior to recording. Like, this is this. If it's, I know, like, these are the words, these are new names. This is how this is pronounced. So I'll have a clear heads up to prep that part. but it's also like I could read the book, but then when I'm recording it, I'll be like, shit, this chapter is fucking long, right? Like, so I'm like, oh, I thought I was about to be done, and then I'm like, no, I'll pop back in that chapter. I'm like, oh, I bet I'm still in this chapter. So I've learned to give myself like a little extra time, like Alex said, to be like, all right, I'm prepared for this. And I used to like, I think I'm just like that now with everything. Like I used to really be like, oh man, love people can't come for me. But now, and I say this respectfully, I be like, I don't care. Like people gonna have opinions one way or another, and I just like, cause me and love talk about it. And it's like I gotta do what I feel like in my mind this character is, and then I just be like, yo, listen, I fuck it, it is what it is. It's just like I really be concerned about the author's love it. Like that's really my concern. Like as long as the author feels good about what I've done, and specifically love. Because I think for this, I think I sent love a little before I recorded. I just sent some from my phone, right? Like I think of a shot. Like this is what I'm thinking, and went from there. But yeah, so I take a little extra time. I do. I take a little extra time, but it's like Alex said, like we know the cadence, we know what it is. So you just got to take a little extra.
You already
time.
know.
Yeah, but I'm also in a really fortunate space when I and I'm really aggressive. And Midnight probably knows that more than Alex and Myles, but I'll stalk you. I shouldn't be saying this publicly. But I want to make sure this is done right. Like, and also I had to learn like there, I'm not going to say that. I just want to make sure it's done right. And I like to work with people who take me seriously. And I can honestly tell you, they want to get it right. I'm not going to try to demonstrate how, because some of those things should remain confidential, but they really work to get things right. So when I hear people say, oh, I don't like this person, this narrator, I would much prefer that narrator. And I'm just like, you guys,
it grinds my gears so bad.
It does. And I understand ignorance is ignorance. You don't know, as rest in peace, my mentor, even though it wasn't her phrase, but she taught me the phrase, you don't know what you don't know. And I know readers don't know, but behind the scenes, every narrator you want, for one, may not be available. For two, it may not be the voice for me, and I have to run this ship. I'm the captain of the ship, and and I understand. I promise you, I have played politically, but I'm just being reassured. I have to listen to my gut. So when I connect with people who, for one, has the talent, they have proven talent, they had before me, but they're willing to work and listen, I'm holding on to my peoples. I'm sorry. And I also don't just throw it at them. Like I just said to Midnight, like, yo, something was on my mind. Midnight, I got something for you, So it's really like, it's not random for me. But I just appreciate, because I fight so much behind the scenes for integrity for the work. So y'all gonna have to trust me when you guys, there's nothing wrong with you having your preference. I promise you, because some people's preferences is Alex. Some people's preference is Myles. Now, some people's preferences Midnight. I promise you, I get it, but you gotta be really careful how
you gotta be careful, and it's the delivery in which you
delivery, or the fact that you have the entitlement to say it publicly. Say that with your reading friends. Exactly. I just don't say that publicly, because we're all artists. We're doing our best. They're representing our culture, as I am representing our culture, and I feel like people can be very insensitive. Your favorite popular narrators are not always available. Not to the LBU. They're just not always available. So, and also
available, and the fact that you're the author, the voice in your head.
I was just gonna go there too. I was gonna reiterate, they just don't match. They don't match the culture of the LBU. The majority of my clients come from the New York tri-state area. And I have to get voices that can deliver that have a certain bass, that has a certain energy, that can deliver a different way. And we're all learning together, don't get me wrong, but y'all gotta stop. Y'all gotta be careful what you say publicly about Black people, about God's people, because that's not cool at all. But what I was gonna ask,
well, love, can I add that before we move on from this topic, your books are also the easiest to narrate because of all the things mentioned before. because the thing about being high maintenance, thing about caring so much, and the thing about like really telling authentic stories with integrity is that you're gonna go the extra mile yourself, which then of course requires us to go the extra mile. But there are books that I narrate that genuinely feel like they were not proofread. And I cannot tell you how difficult it makes my job to have to
Yeah, I
go back.
remember you telling me
Like,
that a few
who's
years
talking
ago.
right now?
Yeah.
I don't even understand why is this on another line if it's the same character. That like there's stuff like that. And so it's always a pleasure for me, and I know Myles would agree, to do an LB
No,
project. We love it here.
no, I
I
agree
appreciate that.
1,000% to everything both of you said. Like it is, there are projects, and I'm not, of course, there are that are less well presented and make my job a little tougher. But there are like, even as have become now quote unquote a popular narrator, it's weird to me when people like, you don't got to dim somebody else's light to be up a bigger another narrator, right? Because a lot of them is my people. Like Midnight is my guy, Alyx. So
We all get
anytime like,
along.
right, these are like our
Yeah.
people. So it's like, it's nothing, and it's like, it's so much. Everybody's eating, like everybody's doing their thing, like everybody. So it bothers me not when people talk about me, because Love and Alyx, I laugh at anything and I roast anything, so it don't really bother. Like shit be funny to me sometimes. But I don't like when people like use it to try to dim other people. It's just weird. It's weird energy.
Yeah.
I don't get it.
Yeah.
And yeah, I agree with everything Love, but be careful, because like you said, Alyx might not be available for another project. I might not be. Midnight might be, or it just might not work for that author and what their vision of their project is. So just like you have a vision in your mind of what this sounds like, so do they. And so just like you said, be careful of, have your opinions, but be careful.
It's fine, but on a public platform, I
Yeah.
really have a problem with that. And also, your favorite narrator, and I really don't mean any disrespect, and I really try not to walk in mess, but your favorite narrator ain't gonna handle an LB project the way Alyx and Myles and Midnight and Winston, like they do. Like they don't. I know Tina's on here. Tina will tell you, she's probably saying, "Oh, so she's the same way with the narrators as she is with us editors," because you gotta handle this with care. We gotta do this right. We're trying to build careers here. We all have our own brands, and I just appreciate what they bring to me. And it's not because they're nice people, because I didn't know they were nice people. Josh found Myles for me. I found myself, Alyx, and it was their voices. So we're growing together, and I'm proud of where we are. So that's that.
I'm proud of us too.
Yes,
thanks, Alyx. Myles, how would you have moved differently? The old Myles from 5 years ago. I'm trying to be specific here. How would you have moved differently if Sean's situation was yours, the one night stand of her, her becoming pregnant? Would you have moved differently? Maybe you wouldn't have, but if you would have moved differently, how would you have moved? Because we joke about how your opinion of Asmir about him being toxic, like, so that to me tells me I would have moved differently. So tell me, with the Sean situation, how would you have moved differently, if at all?
In what regards with like him being with her, like questioning the paternity, like just everything?
Everything from the time, first of all, the one night stand, the way it was, you're at work, really, and you think you're picking up a prostitute.
So how would Myles 5 years ago move differently? Myles 5 years ago.
Already?
I think she's trying to emphasize when you were single.
Right, but yes, that's what I'm like.
Alyx, I was not trying to say that.
Yeah, no, I got it. But I'm like, it's a thin line, because 5 years ago I wasn't single. I've been with my lady for 9 years now. When I think about it, I'm like, I wasn't single. 10 years ago, I would have been with the shits. Like it would have been, yeah. Like if I'm a man of Sean's means, and Shorty like Hayden the way I picture Hayden, and this all went down, Oh, I'm having a story to tell. It's gonna be it's gonna be crazy. Like it's let me
Well,
make sure
first
my
of
wife ain't
all,
around. But it's gonna be
what?
crazy.
Well, first of all, would you have pushed for the fraternity, or would you have been as lax as Ashawn has been?
I would have pushed. I would have pushed return just because I would have wanted to know. Like
Yeah.
I want to know. Like like that's something I've just me Myles. Like I want to know because it's not even like if she's saying like I was only with you. It's like cool. Not that I don't know you enough to trust you or not trust you yet. But this can just be like, all right, this is mine. I know what we did. I know how it went down. I know my part of it. I don't know if it went down with someone else, like but I want to know. So once we get to past the part of like, all right, I know, now we can figure the rest out.
And what about moving her into your home? You know, the way he did so soon before, you know, not knowing if it, like, how would you have moved differently with that?
You know what? I could go back and forth, man, because instinctively, like it's like, all right, this one is about to be the mother of my child. And he has a child already, but it's you know, the situation behind that is crazy. So it's still like that. Just B&B Myles, it's like, this is about to be the mother of my child, so I get it. Like, I want to make sure they good. But it's the other side too, like she was
that you
moving a
don't
little
know if
funny.
it's your child. But
yeah. So I don't think I would have moved her in. But but it was like the energy was just so weird because he was like having a craving. It was like, it was like reading it. I'm like, what the fuck is going on with him eating, like craving this weird whatever. So I don't know, man. I don't know. That's the whole thing. It's just like you don't know. Cause it's like I move her in, then what if she's not? Like how does
absolutely.
How we have this conversation? Like it's like,
well,
that
let
was
me
cool.
tell you guys.
Love, he moved her in because of the circumstance. It wasn't just come live with me.
He could have said, I'll get you a hotel room. I know Asmir wants me to walk out with this. He could have gotten her a hotel room.
Right.
Easily.
He could have gotten her a rental, a short-term rental. Like Myles said, with his means, there are different things he could have done.
Right.
These are the things I explore when I am building and when I'm recording and I'm listening. I'm thinking, why didn't you take this?
Because it's kind of weird. Because it's like, he doesn't know, right? But if the flip side, like if it is his, and now that you've put kind of like this weird energy, how do we figure this out now, right? Because now it's already like you don't trust me. She's a woman.
I don't trust you either.
Right. I don't trust you either, but I'm a woman of integrity. I know what I've been doing with my body. And so it's real sensitive, right? It's real.
But I also, speaking of which, let me sidebar you. I like the way Ashawn handled her in Dr. Brown's office. Is that Hayden's OBGYN or is that Ebony's? I don't know. Tina can answer that. But anyway. Yeah, right. So when he was in there that first visit and he was saying, look, I appreciate you're going through all of this, having your doctor share this stuff with me. But I could be called to the table as much as you're being. I don't want to crucify you. We both did the same reckless thing. So I like the way he was trying to say, I'm not being judgmental. Because I think in the back of his mind, Shauna was probably like, this shit, is she reckless? Does she do this? Her people's are Raina. I know Raina's from the project. I know she's from the hood. I know Sundria. Did you I don't know if the readers picked up Sundria when he at Asmir's birthday party when Ashawn encountered her in Sorbelli, he clashed with Sundria because Sundria gave off a very protective energy. And I think Ashawn was like, yo, I know you. And I'm gonna say something to you I know it's gonna hurt you. I knew Amir. So I understand Alyx and Myles don't know who that because neither one of them has worked on that book. But my point is, in the back of his mind, he's tallying everything up. I know you're a hustler. You're from the streets. You used to sell drugs, Andrea. And I know you used to sell drugs, but I know. So he kind of jabbed at her. So I don't think I think he was struggling with that. I think a part of him was like, yo, you don't have to do all of this. I'm just as dirty as you. I was there when we. But another part of him in the back of his mind, like, who is this? Who is this woman that wanted me to believe that she was a prostitute?
1,000%.
He knew
like
she
1,000%.
was a prostitute. I don't care.
I think quick he did. But I think that night, when he propositioned her, I don't think he knew.
No, he might. No, not
he believed
that night, but once they were, remember what I was saying? I picked up on this when I read it the first time, but listening to it gave me a different perspective as well. I say that again, but just the intimacy between the two of them. Prostitutes don't move like that.
And that's when he was able to learn that, especially how responsive he was. She was, like he said, you didn't offer me extra services. You ain't invite another chick. You ain't. Like, no, like I knew that, but
like
when
you ain't a pro.
Yeah.
You ain't a pro.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, you ain't a pro. Like, you ain't trying to, you ain't trying to up the ante, you know what I'm saying? Like, you ain't a pro.
Nothing.
So
I know that profession because I have issues. Like, this is what I do for a living. Remember how the book opened when Ishan is coming to work, or coming to the party, actually, coming to the Panthers party. He and Munchie were talking about an issue where they had these unregistered, I'm not using the right word, but they know they're prostitutes. They have a rhythm with them.
Right.
But this group that was laundering on their property was not them, so they cleared them. So Ishan is just like looking at her like, you're a part of that group, you still here? Come on, right. Come spend an evening with me. So it got really weird. But I'm gonna move because I'm gonna ask Alex the same question. But I gotta say this: you guys have to understand. I'm laughing at Myles because what I learned about my brother is he's down for whatever. So when I hear him talk, and I'm talking about his wife, it's just hilarious because he's gonna go there. He's gonna tell you what he's feeling. So, Alex, I'm going to ask you the same thing. What would you have done differently from Hayden if this was your dilemma, if anything at all? Alex 8 years ago.
I appreciate the extra years. So I actually felt Hayden in a lot of ways, and I know I'm watching the comments. I love comments. I tried to join the chat, but
I can't even see the comments.
So somebody made a comment about her being over hyper independent, and I was like, yeah. That's real. That's
a real thing.
I know a lot of people like that. I mean, I've evolved, but there was a time. And I would have gone out of my way to prove that I didn't need you or your money or anything you had going on. So I totally understood why she was like, I'm not even gonna let him know. Like, I don't know this man.
Sorry to say that, man.
Like, like all that. Like, I'm good on everything, actually. This was fun, but yeah, I agree with the way that she handled Ishan. I disagree with the way she handled her mother.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Elaborate on that. That's very interesting.
I feel like there's a version of me who, like may or may not have got popped in the mouth once or twice. Because 9 times out of 10, I can remember to be respectful. But, if you get ridiculous, or if I am sure that I did what I was supposed to do, and you telling me I didn't do it or whatever, sort of situation can be not equivalent, but, incite the same emotions. Oh, I'm going to say something. I'm going to say something. And I feel like she just didn't stick up for herself the way that she does in other scenarios, like that over hyper independence it doesn't seem to apply where her mother is.
So you don't think she gives Monica the same energy? That's interesting.
I don't think so. I think she wants to, but I think she, like most children, also wants her mother's love and attention and approval.
Yeah.
And I think I'm not in the situation, so this is all speculation. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I can't say what I actually would have done, but I like to think that I might have cut my mama off. Like
Okay,
there would be no happy
I get
birthday.
it. Yeah,
There,
yeah, for
there would
sure.
be no coming by. There would be no let's go to
No
lunch. Like I
gifts.
probably
No
would have
me
just
come inside
stopped
your home.
talking
Got
to
it.
you.
Mm-hmm.
You didn't
Mm-hmm.
protect me, and then you trying to
Yeah.
belittle the way I feel about it and
That
telling me I
part,
need to get over it.
right?
Like
That part.
Yeah.
we would not be speaking.
And
Yeah.
you still have him in your home like it's nothing, and then you
Yeah.
justify
Housing
it
him.
and say he's an old man, he can't do such and such.
What they got to do?
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Like, ooh, it really irritated me. I specifically remember having to stop recording. Like, okay, let me try.
Mm-hmm.
Let me try to make
Mm-hmm.
what this woman's saying sound realistic. Because in my head, like I just
You would have
don't
went about it
see.
differently.
I wouldn't have
Yeah.
responded this way.
Mm-hmm.
We might have been squaring up.
Mm-hmm. No, I feel you. Okay, that makes sense to me. Okay, Khalees is asking. She did cut her off, right? No, that's the point Alex is making. Khalees,
No,
she
she
would not
doesn't.
have. She would have opted out of a relationship with her mother instead of continuing to do even the light-handed thing she does. Like remember how she had her birthday? She went over there. She took gifts.
Yeah,
She went inside the house. You know, she even tried
it
to
just
take her
couldn't be
out to
me.
dinner. Yeah, yeah. So I now clicks. I understand that. Mm-hmm.
And I think as well, like that scene when she went to meet her friend for
Mm-hmm.
lunch right after that um incident at her
Oh,
mom's.
what's her
Mm.
name?
And she was
Letitia.
all like
Letitia.
it completely threw off her entire day.
Yeah.
And I think from Alex's perspective, I'm the kind of person that I didn't always set really good boundaries. So where I am
Mhm.
now in my life is like, ooh, I can't risk going back there. So I gotta
Mhm.
cut it off.
Mhm.
If this is even a possibility, if there's a possibility that you're gonna ruin my day, we can't talk.
Yeah.
We can't
Yeah.
talk. But it makes for a really good story. And I do
Mhm.
think that I don't know if predictions are allowed before I say this.
Oh yeah. Well, we'll get to that eventually. But yeah, go ahead. Start it off. Kick
Okay.
it off.
So I do think that Ishan is going to have a lot to do with that once he calms down and comes to his senses, because he made me mad in that last little
Oh my
that
God.
last little tidbit. But he
A
he
lot of people
mentioned
said that.
something earlier on in their encounter before she found out she was pregnant about like how
Mhm.
beautiful she is and
Mhm.
wondering if she had ever been taken advantage of.
When the prostitute, when he was trying to figure out. Yep, I remember when they were
Yep.
having dinner. Yeah, he did. He
I
did.
think he gonna nip that in the bud
Mhm. That's funny
personally.
because that her mother with her mother.
Yes, yeah, I
So
think he's
here's
gonna.
another thing. I felt the same way. I won't disagree with you. I felt the same way, but I was also surprised to hear. Wait a minute. I did hear Alex. Look, I have to separate Alex from Hayden, like the Hayden that I'm in session with now for book two, from Alex who's been in my head for the last few weeks. For in the meantime, but oh no, because I feel like I was just with Alex earlier today when I was finishing. In the meantime, when they were having when she was having lunch, and Khalees, this is what Alex is saying, she still engages her mother. So when they were having lunch at the pizzeria, and Monica just kind of snapped and said, "You cut your father off." And that reveals something new about Hayden. Hayden opted out of the relationship with her father. So it's
Mhm.
interesting to hear Alex say, you're tolerating her, you still engage her, but you cut your father off. So if you know how to cut a parent off, and I understand it's two different scenarios, because what we're going to learn, and it's already been recorded in book two, is how her parents came together or whatever. But so it that illuminates that scene to me when her mother says, "You opted out of a relationship with your father. You know that's just what you do, Hayden. You're combative that way." So very, very interesting.
I think
Monica,
it's really interesting because she seems to have no problem cutting men off in general.
Yeah, she
But
says that. She says she
yep,
doesn't
yep,
trust men at
she's
all.
happy to cut men off. But when it
Mhm.
comes to her mother and possibly other women in her life, who knows, it's not something that she's able to do at this time.
Got it. Hmm. You were gonna say
I
something,
love it
Jocelyn,
though.
because I have one more question for them, and I'm preparing
all right,
myself to
go
crack up
ahead.
at Myles. I thought, because I'm sorry, I thought I cut you off.
I don't remember what I was gonna say. You know my brain.
Okay. So I before you guys got on, I asked them, and I talked to Myles. I gotta stop saying that. Gotta stop talking too much. I try to talk to the narrators about how popular a project is. I'll say it that way. And I've spoken to Myles about how, I don't know if I said it to Alyx, but I was like, this is really like catching on. Like this feels different. This is the response to this project before audio, and definitely in audio has been different. Like it's really, really popular. So before you guys came on, one of the first questions I asked my sister readers, what makes this project different? And they gave their answers, but I want to answer that question for me. And I'm gonna be honest with you, I can just tell you what's different for me, because I don't go into, I feel like all my clients are different. I hope I don't have a pattern. Well, I do have a pattern, right? That's not, but I hope in terms of my clients, well, no, because of my client's mentality, of course, I attract my likeness, but I just hope, like how I said about Myles and Alyx's portrayal on different my different clients, they portray differently. And that's what I hope I present differently. But one of the things I will say that I for the first time did not plan, but I usually endeavor, is Sean's sex is different. And I hope I have in book, look at Myles is cracking up. I hope I can address that. Do you guys, my sister readers in the comments, do you agree? His sexual expression is different from, other men I've worked with. Because even like Tobias, Alyx, Tobias belongs to a sex club. Tobias was really into the art of sex, But to me, Sean's is different. And I'm kind of curious, because it was natural. It wasn't planned. It was not planned. This nigga's giving off, this guy is giving off a different energy when it comes down to it. And with integrity, I want to ask Myles, what do you think about that? Or did you not pay any attention? Because what Myles said, the last one, look, I've had a lot of sex in life. Sex is
don't be using my quotes against me. You know what? I didn't like. This is like I do a romance book, right? So you do a lot of different sex, right? So I didn't. Now that you say it, like I didn't really take note to like, oh, the sex is different. Because when we it's funny, like it's always somebody recently was messaging. Like, oh no, the post. I think we commented, we messaged on IG about it. Like the lady made a reel. It was another book I did, and it was like straight raw, like bend over, get the fuck over, get on your knees. And she was like, I wasn't ready. Reaction was like, I wasn't ready. And somebody was messaging me like, yo, I've never heard your book like that. And I'm like, nah, I got quite a few that just get right to it. And so it's like, nah, they ain't ready, right? So somebody was like, yo, how do you do it? Like, I've always wondered how narrators do it. Like, are you nervous? And I was like, honestly, like that's never been a big thing for me, like being nervous to do a sex scene. I don't know if some
Alyx
acting
said
background.
The same thing.
Yeah, I don't know if from an acting background or just feeling like, yo, I've had a lot of sex in life. Now it's just people going to hear me acting it out. It's like whatever, so. But doing it, like, so when I answered them, I was like, yo, the first time I ever had to do it, I remember when Love found me, when Jocelyn found me, she's like, I really want you to do it, but I want to hear you do the sex scene. And so I was just like, all right, fuck, let's just go have some fun. And it was like Winter and Raji. But I will say, like, I've gotten, like, Love has told me, like, I think after the Rhythm and Blues series, and doing Wayward Love, you were like, yo, I need you to give me more. And it's like I need you to be more into it. And I was like, all right, I really just gotta. So that's when it started just being like, all right, it helped me because it's like, it freed me up as a voice actor. Like, I've done sex scenes as an actor, and that never really, like, it's cool because it's regular. It's just like, all right, y'all here with cameras. This is something I've done. It's just cameras are watching, so just don't act like cameras are here. The most thing I'll be worried about with that is like my wife being uncomfortable, my girl at the time being uncomfortable about it. But doing the scene wasn't a problem to me. It wasn't really a problem, but it's like hearing it, it's a little weird at first. So I had to get over being like, Oh, all right. But that's what that's a big part of the romance books. And so when you were like,
oh
you were
yeah,
like, Myles, I lead you. Like, it's good, but I need you to give me more. It's like, all right, cool. Just free up and do it. So with this, when you say it's sex different, now I'm gonna really be taking note now doing it because
he's he's very much different. It's not even my opinion. It's just something like, yo, where did this come from? And I'm good with it. I like to improve or whatever. But even in book 2, what I'm realizing is just like, oh, where did this come from? But I just wanted to have a good laugh at my brother's expense, but also to see if he noticed it and
no,
now
now I'm gonna take note. Now I'm gonna take note.
Well,
like now I'm gonna take action. Like it's wild. Like, but it's like I feel like I know you're gonna give me some wild freak off shit. Like I know
every time
at some point it's gonna get there, right? So it's like I'm not surprised anymore. Like, oh, you know what I mean? Like I know you're gonna give me some wild, no matter who I am or what my, whether I'm Young Lord, whether I'm Raji, like you're gonna give me some wild freaky shit to go on. It's gonna happen every time.
So can I say this before you go on up? Remember in the beginning I said there was a scene that I wish I would have heard Myles.
Oh, is that it?
When they were in the pantry getting it on, and he says, "Poppy, if I come in, you're gonna beat my ass." That was a great job, but I would have loved.
Let me explain that because
you know what? I agree.
I agree. I know Alex has something to say. I feel like I know where my sister's gonna go. I loved her response the last time she was on about sex. I love that about her. But wait, before I get to you, Alex, because I want to give you your time. Look at her. She's biting at a bit. But first of all, Kaziel, girl, what is haka? It's like haka. Is that a type of sex? Can you put that in there? And then before Alex gives her take on it, because I was coming for you, Alex. What I want to say is I have to, and this is a part of writing, this is a part of developing, this is part of recording. And now that this is my first time, I remember telling Myles, yo, I think I got something for you. Just like I just said to Midnight, yo, I think I got something for you. I just feel like this is something. And when I'm writing, and now that they're in production, I have to say, who do I want to hear this from? Where does it make sense? So when that scene in the pantry, as a woman, we want to know, you guys haven't gotten it in since at the top of the book. Tell us what you feel. So I had to do it from Hayden's perspective because I had to hear Alex, whose voice is so darn sexy, and those love scenes, her little growl and her gruntiness and child. So I needed to hear that from her perspective. But
I get all of that. I just
I know. No, I get it. It would have been cool to hear, but I understand what you're saying, and I want to demonstrate how. In book 2, Ishan and Makai get into it a lot. And it's the freakiest thing I hear is Myles in my head giving it to that little nigga. Like because Myles just gives off that masculine, his voice just gives off that masculine energy. And I'm like, yo, he's going to pick this up and he's going to do it justice. He's going to rip into this voice so we can all feel that that male on male energy. So I get what you're saying, Josh, because he would have given it a different, his delivery would have been special too. So I promise you I get it. But this is unique for me. This is unique. But I need to hear from Alex, who has said, love, I know your rhythm or your cadence. I know your cadence. And when I asked her when she was on, when we were doing the live for Low Love, Low Fidelity, and I'm like, yo, what do you think about the intimate scenes? And her response was like, those are the best. I mean, what do you want me to say? I was like, okay, sis. So go ahead, give us what you think, Alex, about the difference with Ishan's art.
I would just like to first of all say, you don't know me that well. You don't know that I was over here impatiently waiting for my turn. You ain't have to call me out like that. But yeah, no, I was over here cracking up. Just cracking up. I have a lot to say, but I will be concise. I think it's definitely different. And I noticed, I picked up on all of that. But I think his entire vibe is different. Um somebody said in the comments that the men kind of have a pattern in your stories. And I think I get what they're saying, but
I think I do.
I think Ishan is bringing a little something different. And my speculations based on the text in book one about Ishan, I think we'll find out more. Another prediction. I haven't read book two, but another prediction is that I think we'll find out a little bit more about why he's presenting just, in his own lane. But I live for the sex scenes. I mean, I'm a romance novel consumer before. I don't have time these days, but when I did,
Yeah.
I was that's why I read the books. I mean, the other stuff is there for context and character development and to make it all make sense. But that's the best part.
Girl, I'm saying
that's the best part.
yeah.
So I love it. I really
I
I'm
do too.
all
I tell people I don't read a book. You ain't got no erotica in that book. That book ain't no good for me. What's gonna do for me? What's it gonna do for me?
And there are some stories that are, a little more vanilla, and that's cool too because that has its place. But like, you ain't got nothing.
Yeah.
You know what the funny part is? I find that women like they be like, "Oh, you do voice?" So I'm like, "I do a voice actor, and I'll do other things. Like I do audiobooks." And they always be like, "Oh, do you do erotic?" And I'm like, "Yeah." I'm like, "I do other books too." And they're like, "Nah, nah, nah." But do you do romance?
Point me in that
And
direction.
I'm like, "Yeah, I do." They don't want to hear nothing about nothing else. Like, so I'm like, okay, it is what it is. It's a great time to be a Black romance author, consumer, all that, because
Yes, it
they
is.
own it. They own it.
Yeah, but I'm a fan, and much like I was saying earlier, a part of what makes your I don't remember what I said, the part that makes your novels superb is the attention to detail, and that comes along with the depth and the complexity and all the things. Like, you are going to make sure that the detail is there through and through, romantic scenes included.
Oh well, I really do try. I got a mean editing team, and again, it just dawned on me tonight. You guys experienced some of my same energy. So we really do try to get it right. We truly do. Oh, wait a minute. Kazi, is it Kazi girl? Did she answer the question?
Yeah, I had it up. She did. She
Oh,
said,
yeah. I know what she's talking about, and I agree.
Excuse me, I'm about to look that up for real.
It's very
Yeah, it's intense.
It is. It's
wait,
intense.
hold up. Wait, where can I find it? Wait, what's the name of it
So,
again?
I mean,
Hang
you could just
on.
Google it, but they
Yeah,
do
you
it for
Google it there.
everything. They do
What's
it
the
at
name of it
weddings.
again? I'm
They do
sorry.
it Haka, Haka. They do it
They do it for sporting events.
before sporting events. They do it all the time. It's, if you've ever seen Moana, it's a version of like what Maui does, but Maui is the animated kids version.
I gotta look that up. All right. I'm down. I'm always down for research. I want, listen, I can talk to these people all day, but I'm gonna just say that and leave that there. But I also want to respect their time, and I know they have other lives, and they're doing this as a favor for me. So, guys, if you have any questions for Myles or Alyx, I'm gonna open it up to answer to have them answer it now. While you're putting it in the chat, I want both Alyx and Myles to let us know what to expect from them in the future, the near future, I should say. Oh, so let's start with Alyx. Alyx, what do you have coming up, Chica?
You.
A lot. I feel bad. I mean, a whole lot.
Wait, why you feel bad?
Because I'm working you. I remember one time Alyx said to me, here I go talking too much, but Alyx was giving me like how long it takes for her to read an audiobook. And she said, well, for yours, I said, hey, I don't know if you know, my audiobooks are long. She said, I didn't say that. Your audiobooks are real long and it takes me longer. You misunderstood what I said. But and speaking of long, I'll let you say what you have coming up for me and they'll know why.
Pause.
I said that. Oh, pause. Go ahead, Alyx. What do you have coming up? I'm sorry.
Okay. Well, we are working on the Sadiq series. Both me and Midnight, who I know was on the call. I don't know if he's still on, but we were working on the Sadiq series. I'm super excited about that.
Are you done with book one? You're done with book one.
Book one is done, wrapped, finito. So I'm looking forward to
the release date for that. I think is the 18th of next month. So that's coming around the corner.
Soon come.
Yeah.
So that was a good time, but I'll wait until we, have a different call for that. So that is on its way. And Ezra's series,
Love Unaccounted.
Yes.
I think the first of that is May 20th.
I'm gonna be honest, unless I have my calendar in front of me at this point, I have no idea.
I got it. That's why I got you, sis. I know. I'm helping you out.
The teamwork. I love it.
Yeah.
Yes, it's Sadiq series. There is. What am I doing next?
I think you have a CK
Loves
project.
an Eligible Receiver.
Oh dang! That is that in it's April 1st or something like that?
Yes, I think so because it's on my calendar to start sometime next month, I believe. And I'm working on a couple of projects from some authors that I'm working with for the first time, which is really cool. Which I need to go ahead and just pull my calendar up because, again, my my brain doesn't do what it used to do. So I have a title from, what is her name? It's on. I want to make sure I get it right. Make sure I get it right. Nope, that's LB. Okay. Her name is. Nope, I just lost it. Nako. I think that's how you pronounce it.
Oh, Nako. You're doing something for Nako?
Yes.
Oh, dope. That's
wow.
I just worked on a project. I just wrapped it up actually for her. Nako. Yep, there it is. Worked on a project for her, and I'm looking forward to tapping into her audience because
Nako has an audience too.
It was an LB length book. And I said, okay, all right, here we go. Let me get myself prepared. So I'm looking forward to that. And then there's one more that I have coming up by MJ Fields. I'm just kidding. So I'm doing Taking First by MJ Fields. And look at, come on, Khalees, look at you knowing. And me and Myles just locked in a collaboration for a paranormal romance. So
excuse me, it's really dope.
Yes, we are. We're working.
And and I love it. But you failed to mention one. A whopper. Oh my goodness. Love's Inconvenient Truth. Love's Inconvenient Truth. The LB, that's the only book I've written that has only one point of view. And it's the longest book I've ever written in my career.
Damn, Alyx, you better give like a month for that joint.
I had to apologize to her. I had to apologize. Alyx is such like she's down for whatever. Both of you are down for whatever. I'm like, but dang, Alyx, I love you, but I don't know if you know what this means. Like this book is 170 something thousand words. You know what? I have to send me your address. I'm gonna send you a paperback. This is the longest book I've ever written, and she got it all by herself.
Honored and privileged.
At that time, I was that was my third. It was supposed to be my second project after Lit. Myles knows Lit was my first project. Lit, I started writing second. I ran into a hiccup because other clients were talking. So lit became my third, but at that time it's older woman, younger man. I was like, I can't write for no 26-year-old. That's what. But then you got me writing Young Lord, so I had to develop myself, to go into that. But yeah, dang, Alex, I really feel bad, but it's some good stuff in there, sis. It's some good stuff in there.
Do you ever just sit back and think like, man, my catalog?
I don't think so. I think if there's a time I feel like that or I have those moments, it's when I'm working on the complicated series as I am now. And I do get like inboxes about Love Unaccounted, which was like my 4th project, I think. It came right after Lit. So I'm thinking like, dang, I have to really remember back then. So much has happened since then. So that's the only time I really feel that way. Like, dang, this has been a minute.
It is so impressive. Like,
well, thank you,
there's only a few things I've done in my life where I sit back and I go like, wow, like I really did that. And you're still in progress, but this is just, like you have quite an impressive catalog, and you should take a moment to soak it in.
I appreciate that. But you know what I'm really excited, not about, but I'm also excited about just seeing the diversity of your talent. And I know it's in you because you've proven it. This is going to be a good ride, and I'm really excited about it. So thank you so much, Alex, for embracing the LBU the way that you have. And Myles, my brother, Myles is always there. I have so much I can say, but I can't say because I have to be professional here. But when I tell you, I gotta watch my words. I'm just gonna say Myles. When I say, we're good. We're good. Alex, Myles, we're good. I'll share the private joke with you guys behind the scenes, but I shouldn't have said that either. But anyway, did we miss any questions?
No, Josh, I have a question, but there was in the chat.
Okay.
My question was, out of the complicated series, do you have a favorite scene, and what is it?
Oh, that's really good. And that's not biased either, because she's not saying, and I wouldn't mind, but she's not saying you have a favorite client. She's actually, you have a favorite scene out of all of the books. Does something come to mind? Is something?
No. I'm talking about out of this book series. This one.
Oh, this one. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Is there a favorite scene? One. I mean, if you have a favorite scene from another one, that's fine. But I wonder if there's a favorite scene so far from the first book, and what is it?
That's tough. Ooh.
We can't hear you, Myles.
Favorite scene to consume or to narrate?
Either one.
Yeah, however you want to answer it.
You narrated. Do you have a favorite scene from In the Meantime that you did? Or a scene that stands out? Because that seems to be.
I think there's a couple scenes. I think just the first scene, the brashness, if I'm picking her up. But I think I saw somebody ask in the chat. It was interesting doing a scene with Asmir and.
I thought about that too. I didn't even think to ask you about that. Yeah.
That somebody said they heard my tone change. I can't remember who it was, and I was like, yeah. They were like, yeah, because they're both alphas, but that's his book. Yeah, so that was interesting because, like I said, it's like he has ultimate respect for Asmir, but this also really ain't Asmir fucking business in a way. Like it really
no at all.
Ain't his business, but it's like respectfully this ain't your business. So it's like it was interesting because it was like my tone changed a little, but I didn't want it to be like deference, but just like if I'm talking to my OG and we not agreeing, like, I respect you, but we just ain't agreeing on this. You know what I mean? So that's like, respectfully, we just gonna have to disagree. So that, I would say that was probably one that sticks out, just trying to think back off the top of my head.
But he said it when he was like, I damn sure wasn't going to look for him. I've been waiting for him.
Like he knew it was going to happen, right? But it was, you know what I'm saying? And it's also like, damn, I'm getting a lot of money. Like, this is just, like, yeah. So it was an interesting dynamic, like think about like how you approach that just real life situation. It's an interesting dynamic.
I think Miles's favorite project in the LBU so far has been Wayward Love. That's his joint.
Yeah, definitely has. Just and we talk about this relating in different ways, but I mean, I take pieces from all the projects.
Yeah,
Like
no, I get it.
I love all the projects. I think this might be in the running right now for like my just because, like Alex said, like it's something different about it, Sean. So I like the vibe. Is there? I love Asmin, but Asmin was so fucking toxic to me. I'm like, yo, this is crazy. Like, cause I'm like, yo, I feel like, yo, I've been toxic and called toxic, and I'm like, yo, this, like, how women love. Like, I've been called toxic for way
So
less.
we just gonna skate over that?
Way less.
That's what it is,
like,
Alex.
I was just crazy that this
like
is just they love it like that.
You ever met Asmir Divine Jacobs?
Asmir Divine Jacobs is crazy.
Oh my gosh. All right, Alex. So what about you?
Again, terribly hard to answer this question, but it's a really good question. I think to narrate, my favorite scenes always lie with the girls. So I'm not gonna say the first scene, but my first scene with Sundria and Raina was a lot of fun. And that would probably tie in with the one where they were at Hayden's house and found out that she was pregnant. I just thought it was, I don't know. I love narrating the girls. I love having a good old girls chat, like just that relatable. Love has a really, 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 really cool way of bringing basic, regular, everyday conversations with your girlfriends to life. Like it feels so authentic. There's nothing about it that feels forced. And so those scenes are always my favorite scenes to narrate. I think my favorite scene to consume, because it was hilarious, also hard to compete with the pantry scene. It's really hard. It's hard to not say the pantry scene because it was so funny. Like I have told Love this, the amount of times that I am narrating something and I have to take a solid 3 to 4 minutes because I'm dying laughing. Like it's like when you try to retell a story, but you can't get it out because you're laughing so hard. That is what it's like to narrate one of these scenes in LB's books.
All right now. All right.
Also, shout out to Khalees because I feel like you my girl. Like
Khalees don't play.
We're friends.
Khalees is a beast. She don't play when it comes down to the LBU. She'll get it right. And all my
Alex,
girls,
shout out all of dates. Alex, I see you working.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I'm always excited when I see you guys get work. Yeah. And the LBU, they're accustomed to correcting me because they know I have half a brain outside of writing. But Khalees don't play when it comes down to it, and I appreciate her energy. But I want to say thank you for you guys. I know you guys got to go. I promise I want to make this painless as possible, but you guys are always wonderful energy. We're going to do this again for book 2, which I think I'm almost positive the official title is Inevitably Love ... like a period. Like inevitably is love. It's a statement I'm making. Like I was between that and love inevitably, which plays off of me and what I do, because I know I make a mess. And the first book is certainly the second book of this 3-book series. But then I bring it all together. So inevitably love is going to bring it together, or love inevitably. This is what she does. But I decided on inevitably love because I want the passion of love, the magic of love, the healer of love to be the center stage and not me. So it's inevitably love, period. Because that's all it's going to be. And I'm hoping to have you guys back to discuss that and see how your conversation changes. And if your predictions are correct, Alex.
Did they give us their predictions?
Alex gave us.
I have so many.
I
was trying to be,
and I have a
discreet, but I have predictions.
Well, then say what you got to say, sis. I thought you made a few. Go ahead.
I have no predictions. I'm along for the ride.
Yeah, okay, so I thought that last scene that just it didn't come out of nowhere, but it came real heavy. If that resonates,
I get
and
it.
I think there is so much more to be revealed in the what's the man's name? Was it Kenny?
Ken, aka
And
Rob,
Rob.
whichever one is his
Yes.
real name.
Yes.
Mhm.
Okay. Is this our first time meeting this man? Has he shown up somewhere else?
No, no, this
See,
is our
and I
first
was like,
time.
I was pretty sure, but I was like, second guessing myself, like I might have missed him. But
Oh, got it.
I think I think this is about to get very interesting. Um, Unfortunately, I think he is what the kids today would you know what? I'm not gonna say that. That's not nice. But I think he is, you know, not operating in his alpha and is much less of a man than Ishan is. And I think it's gonna I think there's some hurt that's gonna come out of that on Hayden's part. I think Ishan is gonna get a little crazier before he gets reeled in.
Excuse me.
And we didn't bring this up, but I think that's his baby. Like I think there's two people pregnant right now, not
Uh-uh.
just not just what's the girl was it Ebony? Is it
Ebony.
Ebony?
Mhm.
I it I could be wrong, but I
Mhm.
feel like it's right there. And that, he was doing her a favor. And then it's a big favor, but I mean, what he got to lose? He's not in a relationship. He's not, what I mean? Like, there's really no reason for him not to be like, I got you. Let me lend you my seed. I think that's
Mhm.
going to be a thing. Yep,
You got a
Rob,
lot of
I know you
predictions.
gone. You already know
Mhm.
that. And I think Hayden's gonna be so hurt. Like I think she's gonna be really hurt when she finds out. And I think it's gonna take some time for her to come back around to Ishan because Ken Rob is he out of there. It's a wrap. It's really,
Only
really a wrap for
Alex, you got a
him.
lot of predictions.
I was
I do.
I'm taking it down. Look, I'm taking
Meanwhile,
it
Miles
down.
is like, I have none.
Now, only thing I agree, I just think and hope that Sean gonna get active. Like I feel like he gonna get active in this book. Like he gonna get a little active. I
For
think that's
sure.
for sure. Yeah.
For sure.
So I
Yep.
don't have a prediction, love. I have a
Mhm.
statement. So how Khalees
Oh.
has said he already got Makai. Does he
Mhm.
though? Does he really?
That's true too.
Oh,
Oh,
shots fired.
I feel
Makai
like
is
a week from
ooh.
now to find that out.
when
Mm.
Makai.
Miles. So what do you think, Miles? What do you think?
That's like a big part that's again being unspoken. Because that's his son regardless.
It's his son
But is it?
regardless. It's
But is it? But is it?
Shots
But
fired.
is
But is
it?
it?
And the way Makai was being real snarky. So when you say that Miles, he's gonna give it to him in the second book, they're gonna really go at it. He was being real snarky when she said, your dad is really good to you, or however she said about the car. And he was like, my father, my dad, however he said it. And I was like, this is a little
Yeah.
here. This not
Mm-hmm.
he raising him, they raising him, but that's really not his kid.
You know what
That's not,
Makai
that could be
gave me?
wrong. Huh?
Makai gave me, I grew up in a project setting. I grew up on welfare. I was able to come out of William Patterson with like next to no loans because, I was on welfare. Shout out to my mom. But Makai reminds me of one of them kids that never would have liked me. Makai, like he loves his privilege. He acknowledges, and I would say, even recording book 2, he will salute his father in a heartbeat. Like, yo, you gave me all of this. But he was very arrogant towards Hayden, and he kind of
Right.
played mean boy towards Hayden or whatever.
Kinda.
So I know, and so I'm trying to balance that. I'm trying to figure out. Okay, so because sometimes I don't know until I type the end. But I'm curious, where are you going to land, Makai? Are you going to make this difficult? Are you going to get in line? But Makai was definitely giving off bratty rich boy vibes because that's what he is. That's what
Yeah.
Ishan had, the lifestyle Ishan was able to provide for him. And it was really rude, but he definitely gave me those vibes of the even the coolest boys in the hood that we just didn't get along with, like Cameron from Harlem, the rapper. I know cats like him. I grew up with cats like him. they never like people like me. They never like girls like me because I'm just like, you're too sassy. And that's what Makai to me gives to Hayden. Now, Makai, are you really like that? Because I'm trying to understand. You've never seen your dad with a woman. I get that. You know, you lost your mom at a young age or whatever. I get that or whatever. But dog, come on. You know, your dad
It
has
is
to
a
have
little
a life.
sassy. I would agree.
Yeah.
The comments are hilarious. Khalees said, "Give Ebony babies to Leroy."
I am the Khalees, go in the corner. That's something Ebony Davis would say. Khalees, go in the corner.
Oh, this is funny. Yeah, I think this all is about to get very messy. Like, I think if we thought it was messy already, I think that was just scratching the surface. Yeah, we could be talking about this all night. I won't, but
okay, I know. Okay,
that is where my mind is going.
Listen, thank you guys so much for joining us. I'm gonna let you guys go. You'll be back, so it's not like you guys are cutting anything short. You've been here. You've been more than generous. Thank you so much for your artistry. We appreciate you. You know that you are LBU residents, and we love you here. So continued success. You know, and I hate to say this publicly, but you know I love you guys. And we'll be in touch. So thank you so much for your time.
And we can't wait to see you.
Oh, Indie Love. I knew there was something. Now, Alex, will you be at Indie Love? I know Myles will be there.
I'll be there.
Yes. So they'll be at Indie Love. So come on, guys. We got to show them some support. As leaders in this community, the LBU is a leader in this community. We have to make sure they're welcomed. We have to make sure they're identifiable, and we have to be warm to them. And you guys are do beyond that. So it's not like I got to tell you, but they'll be there is all I'm trying to say. So
and Love, I don't know if you know this, but Myles and Midnight are gonna do panel discussion on Friday night.
Dang it.
Ooh.
No, I didn't.
Yeah.
Oh, come on. Really?
Yep.
Oh gosh. All right. Oh, crap. All right. I gotta figure out how can I finagle this. All right. No, I ain't know that. Okay.
I'm gonna text you. I'm booking all my stuff like the coming weeks. I'll text you.
All right. Cool. Well, thank you so much, Alex and Myles, and we will be in touch.
Yes.
Thank you, everybody. It's always good to chat with y'all.
Thank you.
Love y'all. Mel Whitney is crazy.
Wasn't it? I like that. All right.
Later, y'all.
Later.
So I texted Ruby. Hey, Tina Young, are you too shy to get on just for 2 seconds? I'll be careful with what see, Erica, I said Davis, it's Dallas, is my fellow Sag. Yeah, that was an Erica statement that was it Khalees made. But Tina, if you're still on, would you mind getting on? And I know you're not going to talk too much, but I texted Ruby to see if she can get on. So Ruby can give the color because she has a lot of color behind the scenes about these two, and then we can close this. But I wanted to see if Tina, since people don't believe I'm working, if Tina wanted to get on and say anything. But you know, Tina, I don't think Tina's shy. I think Tina's selective. So Tina, if you are still here, do you want to jump on? I don't think Zakia's here, so I don't know if I want to bother her.
Zakia was here. She left.
Oh, I didn't see Zakia. Zakia, are you here?
He was here.
Oh. Your call has been forwarded. Ruby ain't beat for me. I was trying to call Ruby. Oh, Ruby was out. Ruby went to a rodeo today. She was at a rodeo. Ruby may not be available.
Oh, okay.
But anyway, I just to let people know, not residents, but maybe new residents, maybe applicants.
Yep. This Tina definitely not shy.
I pieced that. But I just wanted you guys to hear from someone who has read, some of the material now to see. Oh, Zakia. So Zakia, if I send you a link, could you monitor your words and could you say something without giving it away? I already talked about what was on there. So text me if it's okay for me to send you the link so you can talk about, you won't talk about what you know, but you can talk about what you know without saying it and what you're predicting, just so we can close this. That'll be great. Text me if that's possible. Ruby would have given a lot of color because Ruby said she the big sister.
Yeah.
Child, if I show you my text threads with her for the past couple of days, she said, "What do I need to do?" She said, "The Lord told me to contact you." She said, "God said," Ruby is a fool. And she said, "What is going on here?" And she was like, "Where are my chapters?" And I'm like, "Oh, they're coming." So anyway, I know she would have given a lot of color. She probably was trying to play shy at first, but she lost the opportunity. Zakia, let me know if you haven't texted me yet, Zakia, to let me know. Oh, yep.
She just waiting for you to send her the link.
Oh, she said, oh, she did?
No, I'm saying that.
Zakia, I'm going to give you the link. She did text me. Okay, let me go in the corner. Why are you going in the corner, Zakia? Let me know. I'm going to send you the link, Zakia, for you to call in real quick, and we'll close this. So I'm not seeing in the camera. You can turn off your camera. We're gonna have to give her a few minutes. She's never been on stream. You see, my camera's turned off. You don't even have to have an image. But let me know. I'm out to dinner. Oh, okay, Tina. Hang on.
Tina stay in the streets. She'll never be
She
somewhere.
do. She be outside. She be outside. So of course we're not giving away material, but you can give us your predictions based. No, I'm not camera ready either. I look a hot mess. Jocelyn saw me. You don't have to have your camera on. You don't have to have your camera on at all. Tina laughing. Here you go, Legra. Look at Legra. Told you she wasn't shy. Yeah, right. No, you don't have to be on camera, Zakia. I would never do that to you. I don't even I'm gonna be on camera for one of these. I was really struggling with whether or not I was gonna get on camera with this one, and I was just like, I'm gonna get there. I promise. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna get out there. I'm not a shy person. I don't have low self-esteem at all. I think one of my flaws is that I'm too confident, and
so
I'm just human. But
let me make you laugh. So I was doing interviews earlier for some promo stuff, and so Dandridge Monroe was the second person, and there's Tina. Was the second person, and so I said, so afterwards I'm gonna have you do such and such and such and such. And she says, "Oh, let me go change my shirt."
Oh, she said change her shirt.
So then she could do this other video. There's Tina.
There's my tea. There's my magic. And here's another piece of my secret of my success, Zakia. So T, I'm gonna let you go first because I'm wondering how open you're gonna be. Yeah. I'm wondering
go first.
Okay.
Hey.
So Kia, I'm gonna let you go first with the material you have so far with the predictions and without giving away too much. What are your thoughts on love, inevitably love, comma? Oh, wait, period, not comma, period.
I was about to say period. You already said that. Predictions. I am very I'm happy with what we have thus far. Okay, you know what, we did discuss this a little bit. I kind of I'm in the same boat as Alex with Miss Ebony. So I'm just piggybacking off of that. Because we have not gotten that information yet. What other predictions? Oh, you know what? I agree with Myles as well. I think that something physical will be going down with Mr. Ashawn before this book is over, because she is how's this? Okay, I hope this is all right. She is definitely
No, I can't say that. Never mind. Never mind. I'm not gonna say that. Um, predictions. But I do okay. I do agree with Miles that there will be some crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Ashawn will show his behind very well before this is all said and done. And yeah, maybe I can come up with something in a minute. Let me think. Let me continue to think on it.
T,
Yep.
what do you have to say?
I mean, what exactly?
Do you have any predictions? Do you have any predictions in terms of how we're going to bring them to their happily ever after? What do you have to say about Makai being his what do you think? Do you think Makai is his legit his biological son? Do you think Hayden is pregnant by Ishan? Do you think like based
Yeah, I think
upon what
I think she's pregnant by him because who else was she with?
mhm mhm
And I think he thinks she is too. Um, at first I thought that he knew because of the results and stuff, but then I had to go back and reread that. He
uh-oh,
never.
Zakia did it. I said that earlier. Zakia said to me,
I
"Oh
responded it.
no,
I responded in the
he
chat.
knew." Oh, I didn't see
I
that. Okay.
responded, and I will. I'm going to stand behind what I said. Ain't no way that
Okay.
fool don't know. Talk about some.
Okay.
I've been experiencing pregnancy symptoms. What man
Mhm.
is walking around here experiencing pregnancy symptoms, but ain't got nobody pregnant besides
Okay.
But
Leroy?
see,
Besides
Besides
Leroy.
Leroy, I'm done with you. I
So
am done
I
with
stand
you.
beside what I said. He knows that that child is experiencing pregnancy symptoms.
Okay,
Hmm
what
see,
about Makai? Do y'all think Makai is his biological son?
No,
mm,
I don't think.
probably not.
Okay.
no, I don't think so
So,
because
I,
so one editor is saying no. One editor is saying she doesn't know.
no. Well, I definitely don't know because I have not forgotten the scene of wherever he went and to that nursing home and put on scary movies for somebody who's afraid of scary movies.
for Terry,
Yes, yes.
Yeah, yeah. So let me ask you this, Tina.
yeah,
What do you think about, based upon what you read in book two, and obviously, book one? What do you think about Hayden's dynamic with her mother?
I'm not a Monica fan.
Say that again. I'm sorry.
I'm not a Monica fan. So
You're not a Monica. Yeah, that's what Josh
yeah,
said.
yeah. See, I don't know how what I wanted. What I really want to say is who she.
Oh, wait, wait, Rue. Can you jump on the live real quick? What about? We're having a discussion about. Uh, we're having a discussion about the audio of in the meantime, fool, can you just jump on 2 seconds on a live and give us your predictions and then get off? I'm about to send you the link, fool. Y'all hear? Oh, did I not put you guys on mute?
No, and Ruby is
Ruby,
like
they hear you, you fool.
the way Ruby said, "Well, who?"
Yeah, Ruby is so stupid. Ruby said, I got Ruby listening to some crazy stuff I've been on. She answered the call saying, I got alopecia, bitch. I thought I put you guys on mute. Oh my gosh, this fool. But anyway, I interrupted Tina. Tina, you say you're not a fan of Monica. Wait, Tina, why can't we hear you? You know why? I thought
Cause
I put
I'm
myself
muted.
on mute, but I put Tina on mute. Oh my gosh. That darn Ruby. Anyway, go ahead, T. What were you saying?
I thought she was calling Monica the beef.
Makai, you said Makai?
No, I
No, she
thought
thought Ruby
Ruby
was
was
calling.
calling Monica a B.
Oh no, she was calling me a B. You see how Ruby is crazy. Anyway, when Erica said that jersey is coming out. But anyway, T, what
Yeah.
you're still not a Monica fan,
No,
you were saying.
she, when I read her words, she sounds, I keep looking around the restaurant because I don't want people to hear, but she sounds like a white lady.
Oh, Monica did. Monica did. I see
She
that. No,
does. She
I can see
does.
that. I can see that.
And she
Oh
and she acts like one too. A submissive, retarded one.
What?
Shots fired. So Rue, you see how
But
you just embarrassed me?
I know.
Um,
Oh my
I
God.
got alopecia. I got alopecia.
I got alopecia,
Ruby,
girl.
before
Yeah.
you get fired tonight,
Okay, okay.
we
I think
have
I'm already
some new
fired.
we we have some new readers that don't they're waiting on book two, and I told them how you've been on me. You said the Lord told you to
Oh yeah,
to
he
inquire
did.
and to stay on me, and I told them how you have been on me, and I have been writing slower, but I said, listen, I am writing, and just as proof, I just want people who have been editing book two
Hmm.
to just talk about their predictions without obviously giving away something. And the kids here, Tina's here. What can you offer without getting fired about your predictions, about your feelings?
yeah.
Oh, my feelings. Oh my goodness. Oh, so much, so much, so much, so much. And I don't know the end. I don't know what's gonna happen at the end. Um, what can I say that doesn't implicate what I've read already? I don't know because I was, love. I was nervous because I like long books and I know Love likes to she likes to balance or whatever. So I really didn't think that we can get through two books with this. And then I came back and as I'm reading, I'm like, okay, I think we can do this. Um, but what do I predict that's gonna happen? I think they're both gonna learn how to take a chance on Love. And I more so Hayden, because Hayden is so bullheaded. She reminds me so much of just me.
That
Always gotta
Taurus, I
be
was about
the
to say, it's Taurus.
yeah, always have to be independent. Wait. Is she a Taurus? I didn't know that. If
No,
she is, but
mm-mm.
oh okay. Because I was like, I don't think I read that before.
I'll be
But
honest with
yeah,
you, I don't know what season is. But go ahead.
but I feel like she's so bullheaded, and it's gonna be a long journey with Hayden. But I do think she's gonna get there. I was a little nervous at first because I was talking to Love, and I'm like, I just didn't think we had enough in two books to kind of get this one going. You know what I mean? To kind of get her
Mm-hmm.
to connect and be in love. And we're used to seeing our couples in love, But
Mm-hmm.
but I don't know. I think they're gonna connect. I think that they are going to, in their own way, have their own love story.
So Tina said she's not a fan of Monica based upon what you read
Hmm.
in book two about Monica. What are your thoughts about? Do you think, because Alex Monroe, the narrator for Hayden, was on here
Hmm.
earlier, and she said she couldn't see a world where she would engage her mother. Where do you
Yeah.
think? What do you think Monica and Hayden are going to land by the end of this series?
I think they'll get to an understanding. I hope they will get to an understanding. I think a lot of times, even in just real life, that mother daughter dynamic can be really difficult. You know what I mean? And I think that I was gonna say Asmir, but that's so wrong. Ishan is gonna help Hayden get to that point where she knows how to kind of stomach her mom. I think her mom has made a lot of mistakes. But I think there's a strong possibility after understanding that they can, mend that relationship in their own way. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So I do
Mm-hmm.
see them having a relationship. I do think that some of the things that Monica have done are just ridiculous. But
Mm-hmm.
again, I think that giving grace to people, we understand that
people, our parents especially, older generations, they only have what's in their cup. You know what I mean? So you know what I mean.
I
Their
agree.
lack of understanding and things like that, and they learn through their daughters, through their kids.
hmm
So
hmm
I do think there is a chance for mending that relationship in their own way.
hmm
I do.
Yeah, you're my sister for sure. Zakia,
I know.
what do you think? Zakia, what do you think? Do you think the mother daughter
You just need to
dynamic?
step aside.
Uh-oh.
Say the question again.
What do you think? Where do you think Hayden and Monica will land?
Oh, I see forgiveness. I do. I see. Um, yeah, Monica. I think she's. I think I can say that she's still blind at the moment, but I
hmm
think what it is a heavy therapy conversation that needs to
Yeah.
take place, like repeatedly.
You think Dr. Patterson is going to assist in that, or you think they just need their own little?
You know what, it came to my mind as you were saying it. I do think so. I think that she might feel the need to step in,
Hmm.
hmm
um, especially um, with her knowing the results. I think that
Right.
she'll feel the need to step in and even I mean Dr. Patterson was very clear in the first book. She's all about support, so she knows
hmm
that Hayden needs this support. So and I don't care for Monica either, like most people,
hmm
but I have
hmm
not completely written her off.
Got
So
it.
yeah,
Better
I
than
do
me.
see.
Y'all are so better than me because as snooty as Monica, I cannot see and I'm not as hard
Monica does act snooty. She does.
Yeah,
what?
and you're right. You're right. When Tina, when Tina said that she act the way
But
that she said that she acts, I was like, when she was like, "Good day, Hayden," I was like,
right,
"Yo,
but just based on
The
what
how
is
she
nerve.
going
acts, but just based on how she acts, I cannot see her being open to listening to anything Dr. Patterson has to say. So let's
Jocelyn, is it
yes,
because of how she spoke about Raina and her mother and Sundria and her
the way
mother?
she's
that is
so
snooty." You're
What
right.
happened?
You're right. That is snooty.
judgmental. She thinks she's so above them. She can, man, if you don't never mention her again, hope, Ishan goes over there and lays down the law, knocks that old man out, drags him out. I don't care if he do limping. Man, it's gonna take a whole lot of intervention, in my opinion, for her to even. She's not going to hear anything Dr. Patterson has to say because she's on a
They
higher.
want on hand 57.
That's just my opinion.
Mhm. All right, so I'm gonna say this and I'm gonna close it because Jocelyn has been generous
Hold
with
up,
her time.
hold up. I want to say
Okay.
something. The issue
Okay.
with the way she feels about the uncle is what her issue is.
Yeah.
Monica. Monica is crazy
Hmm.
hmm hmm hmm
because
Some things are
he
unforgivable. I'm with
yeah
you.
he,
Some things are just
yeah
unforgivable.
he would be in a nursing home.
Yeah. hmm
He
Or
sure
whatever
would.
he
hmm
got going on over there, Tina.
Yeah,
Look,
hmm
I
look,
don't care if
y'all
it's in the
better
nursing
hope.
home, on the street.
You better hope Ishan don't take him over there with Terry. That's what y'all better.
yeah.
That's it.
hmm
I can see that, Josh. I can see
Can you see that? I can see
Hmm.
that.
absolutely.
It's too bad.
Yeah.
Oh, I almost lost it. So to close this, my question is to you guys,
Thank you.
especially Eurubia and Zakia. Well, to you because I don't know if Tina felt this
Oh,
way.
okay.
Tina doesn't give me those vibes with books. But Eurubia was the first to say to me, "Hey, LB, this feels different." When she was reading in the meantime and getting to know them before it was published, she said, "This feels different." I could tell by the way she kept
Thank
inquiring
you.
about them, like, "Rue, what are you talking about?" She said, "Nah, this is feel different for you." And then I said how when I talked to Zakia about it, she said, "Yeah, remember I was the same way. This felt different." I wanted to ask you, Ruby, and then Zakia, why did this project feel different for you? And then we'll close.
Well, LB, I was saying that whole again back to my thoughts of could this be a two book series. I'm
Oh
like
God.
no, because Hayden is so
Yeah, United
stubborn,
States South.
and she's not trusting in those
They
things. And
say,
so the journey of her just getting there and this love not connecting, you know what I mean? Like it's not what we're used to, or what I'm used to, when it comes down to just
Mm-hmm.
um our couples. And so I
Mm-hmm.
don't know, I feel like it's just the dynamic of these personalities. That's what feels
Mm-hmm.
different. They're just, she's not so willing to just
Mm-hmm.
be okay, I'm gonna accept this new lifestyle, I'm gonna go with this man, and I'm gonna do this because I like him, I love him, or whatever. It's not that.
Yeah.
And
I agree
so
with you.
I
But
think it's the
how is it that
personalities.
you, well, why were you so against how Prism ended with them taking so long to flesh out with the promise, the last installment? Because you got very frustrated with me. You actually yelled at me saying, like, did you really do this? Did you wait until like you knew it was coming up? And I'm saying, Ruby, I know, I'm sorry. But so why did you want a book four for Prism?
I
Did you
think
want a
so.
book four?
I always want another book. I'm always like, when you give me, oh, this is only gonna be three, or this is only gonna be two, I'm like, no, it can't be that way. Like, we need more. So
Mm-hmm.
I just like long series, and that's just my
Mm-hmm.
personality. But I
Mm-hmm.
think because maybe again, just I think they were already in love, and we knew that, right? We knew that
Mm-hmm.
they were in love. But I think with Ishan, and I think with
Hayden.
Hayden, you don't know. you
Mm-hmm.
you don't know if they're
Mm-hmm.
just gonna settle this thing and just be the whole, we're gonna co-parent, and this is how we're gonna move
Mm-hmm.
on from here on. And they have chemistry.
Mm-hmm.
However, Hayden's not so, she's not so willing to just be like, oh, okay, I'm
Mm-hmm.
gonna go with the flow, whatever, like that, like we've experienced with her cousins.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I think that's
Good
the
point.
difference with this
Yeah.
couple right here. It's just that we
Mm-hmm.
don't know, because Hayden could
Got
go
it.
either way. And if Sean doesn't acquiesce to what she may just say, hey, no, we're gonna co-parent this thing out. I really don't need you. I wasn't asking for you to be here and do this thing with me anyway. I was gonna be a single mom.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Mm-hmm.
I think that's what it is. We're up in the air with them. We don't know which way it can go, because you can do it either way.
Mm-hmm. Oh, thank you, sister.
Hmm.
So, Zakia, why do
Mhm.
you feel this project was different? Because you said to me, "Well, love, I told you the same thing." You saying Ruby said. Why do you feel this project is different? And I really want to know this because I approach each project with the same level of passion. To me, they're different people, so I guess they get different responses. But you two kind of called this. So why did you think this was different?
Um, I have an unpopular opinion, like usual. My opinion is usually unpopular. I
Mm-hmm.
felt like, and I believe I told you this for, um, I can only see their names. I'm not seeing the title right now for Toby and for Tobias. And
Low love, low fidelity.
yeah, I don't know if you remember a conversation that we had in the beginning of that, but I felt like it wasn't giving me classic LB vibes.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So then I believe the next one was Maz and Sandria. And I always I kind of separate the CK series out anyway.
Hmm.
As
But
you
this,
should. Mm-hmm.
yes,
Mm-hmm.
so this felt like getting back to
Mm-hmm.
um fiery, passionate LB. So that's where that
Mm-hmm.
I felt like it felt different. I
But
think it felt different.
is it because you guys are like many of my sister readers? You guys don't like standalones for me. You prefer to have the clients fleshed out. Ruby, look at
Hmm.
Ruby, look at Ruby, look at it, look at her, look at her.
I say it every time. We can't do that. We
Mm-hmm.
gotta have more.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I didn't get enough
Mm-hmm.
with those last two. Maybe that is what it is,
Mm-hmm.
but I felt nostalgia. I know that everybody is
Mm-hmm.
saying that it's because, and I do. You know what? That along with the relatability. Now I know that people aren't going to Vegas to be a prostitute for a night, but
I'm
I
done.
am very corny
Wait, did she say
clean.
she knows people that do that? Lord Jesus.
No, she said you said you don't, right, Zakia?
I know that no, I said I know that people, like I know that your readers are saying that they definitely they relate to her, but they're not doing that. And I'm totally like,
Yeah.
you know what, maybe I would.
I'm done. I'm so done.
Because that is, that is so opposite. of me, but
Yeah.
I'm like, I
Ruby,
don't know. Maybe I can now.
Ruby, you're laughing too much. Shut up, Ruby.
Because I'm with it.
Look, the lady told me, well, this don't.
Why y'all don't believe me? I'm doing it.
No, Ruby just said she's with it. That's why she's laughing.
Oh, you with it? That's right,
And
Ruth.
Zakia, they wouldn't expect it from you, but they probably would expect me to do
You
some
know what?
crazy crap
You
like
know.
that.
I'm like, come on,
Oh
Ruth, let's
my
go. Let's
God.
go. Book the flight.
Jocelyn, when we were at Indie Love LA, we went to a cigar bar. I saw my sister twerking for the first time. I said, yo, I never knew this side of you. I never knew this. And the way her response to me was exactly how she's behaving now. Like, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. But anyway, I'm gonna bring this to a close. I gotta eat dinner. I made some llama beans and some chicken. And I need to have that. I know. Zakia, do you like llama beans?
Yes, I do like lima beans. Yes, I do like lima beans. I almost said something I wasn't supposed to say.
I
Yes.
know. Okay, because that's where I was going. Okay, well, anyway, I want to say thank you for trying. I just wanted the reason why I did it this way is because my publishing partner says, listen, love, every time you publish a project, a new book, your audience grows. They don't know you. So that's why I wanted to bring in people who are reading and editing book 2, so you guys can understand it is being done. It's just I'm slower. I don't know what it is. Ruby has been talking to me. She's been coaching me and giving me therapy. But it's being done. I promise it's being done. So thank you guys so much. And I'm telling you, Tina and Zakia and Ruby knows exactly what Myles and Alyx has just described about me being, aggressive and pushing. But they work with me, and I love you guys. Thank you so much. And thank you for checking. What you smiling for, Tina? Tina's smiling real big. What you smiling for, T?
That's something someone said.
Who, me? Was it me,
No,
T?
no.
All right, I'm gonna let you guys go. Thank you so much.
Bye. No
Bye,
problem.
everyone.
Bye.
Good night. All right, Jocelyn Renee.
All right.
Thank
Tonight
you
has
so much for hosting us. I really appreciate you. You're always a trooper for the LBU.
absolutely, absolutely always. We appreciate y'all tuning in. We lost some folks, but I get it.
I know.
I get it. But thank you for those that hung around and stuck and so that LB is constantly working. I told you I was gonna turn my phone off, but it's still vibrating.
I didn't catch any faces from you tonight, though. Maybe because I was on another planet. Because
I was
you're known for the. I don't know. I don't have proof of that. I'll talk to Allegra. She'll tell me.
nobody said nothing crazy.
Okay.
Nobody
I'm
said
gonna ask
anything crazy.
Allegra.
So, we're all good. We're all good. I appreciate you ladies. Thanks, Roz, Khalees for hanging.
Roz is here. I didn't see my sister. Rosalind is the LBU librarian. She helps
She's
me. She
been
keeps me
here.
in check. I didn't know. I should have known that. Sorry, Roz. Roz, Tina, Terry, Tara, not Terry, Tara. They keep me on. They keep me on track. Thank you. I love you, Roz, my sister. I always said if I was, I'm not gonna say that. Well, Rosalind know what I'm gonna say. I love you, Rosalind. Where you see Winston? Khalees, why are you saying Winston? Maybe you're responding to someone else. I'll let you close out.
Who's playing Ezra? I think that's what the question was. Yeah,
Okay.
who's playing? Somebody asked who's playing Ezra, so I think she's answering that
She's
question.
responding to that.
Yeah.
Look at Khalees. Look at Khalees.
Yep. So.
How you know Khalees? Who's it? Khalees ain't no joke, ain't she? But I'm gonna let you close out, Jocelyn.
All right, everyone. Thank you again so much for hanging out with us. We will see you soon, very soon
next month, huh?
Next month, yeah.
Probably next month, yeah.
Yeah, for Sadiq, right?
For Sadiq, for he who is a friend, for he who is a friend.
Oh, yes. You got to give me time to listen to that before we host.
Yeah.
All right, ladies, you all have a good evening. We will see you.
Oh, wait. No. Khalees. You see why you can't play with Khalees? Indie Love. We have to promote Indie Love. Listen, guys, the only signing so far I'm on track to do this year is Indie Love. It's happening in June. It is the last weekend in June.
21st.
It's a
21st through the
24th.
Child. Khalees, no. Ask Khalees. She said
Khalees
that
don't play. I will be at Indie Love. Now that I've learned my brothers and narration are going to be there on Friday. I have to talk to my team about I don't know, maybe we'll pull up, but I got a lot of
Midnight is going to be at everything. I don't think Myles has things everything, but Midnight is going to be at everything. Yes, the 20th.
Well,
and let me just say that there are 3 tickets left for the brunch. That's it. And I'm not
so let's talk about Friday. Friday's at 10. Let's start here. Indie Love and Team Love are not the same brand. We're different people. Indie Love is just an organization who has supported the Love Belvin brand. I do understand. I speak specifically about what's going on in Team Love's communication. We've been honest with you. We try to be clear with you. Indie Love is not Love Belvin. Let's put that out there. We're 2 different people. You see us here differently. Jocelyn Renee is the head of Indie Love. She has her team. I am the head of Team Love. I have my team. So let's make that clear. So Indie Love will be the only event so far this year that I have agreed to be in attendance. And it is the Khalees come back with the specific dates. Khalees says the 20th through the 22nd. It's a 10-year anniversary. I attended Indie Love first event back in 2016.
Mm-hmm.
Indie Love is having tried to invite all of the authors they've had since 2016. It is a celebration. It's the 10th year anniversary, so there are going to be far more authors involved than usual. It is a 3-day event. The first day is Friday the 20th, which is the meet and greet. It is happening. That's a separate event. Saturday is the traditional signing, which I will be in attendance. Sunday is brunch, which is also an award ceremony. I will be in attendance in that too. We are doing it big this year for Indie Love. We want to come out, show support. Get your tickets because she just said there are only 3 left for the brunch, correct?
Yep.
For Sunday. And tickets are non-refundable and non-transferable. So if you're on the if you're on the Team Love mailing list, we give you the links. We tell you to be specific about your selections. There are like 4 up there now because there's one for the booklet. Can you tell me the name of the booklet? What are we calling it?
Oh, the souvenir booklet.
The souvenir booklet. So that means you have 4 like different options you can click on. Please be careful of the options you click on because it is non-refundable, non-transferable. You just have to read. And the reason why I'm saying this is because I know when I have my things, my different events, people are not paying attention. And then when you're not paying attention, it becomes a little messy. So pay attention for the days you're registering for, you're paying for, because it is non-refundable, non-transferable. If you just pay attention, it will be a smooth ride. But I will be there. I can't wait to take pictures with you, to love on you. We will have we'll announce our pre-sale probably sometime in May. I think that's what my partner does. Sometime in May, and you'll see Ruby there with her crazy behind. And I'm going to be there with a lot of my my author sisters, my pen sisters. So I'm really looking forward to this event. So please get your tickets now, because invariably, people come to me after tickets have been sold out and say, well, look, I don't have my ticket. I'm like, dog, we've been promoting this for like over a year. So get your tickets now. And I'm not Indie Love, so I can't get you tickets once they've been sold out. Get your tickets now. But make your decision now because they're non-refundable and non-transferable.
I don't know how to pin. I don't know how to pin anything, so I don't know when you say pin that. But I just know there's 3 tickets left for the brunch. There's about 23 tickets left for Friday evening, and we have enough. I put in enough for Saturday, so I'm not saying
so Friday there'll be a mixture of authors
Authors,
and
readers. Yep.
narrators and readers, and
So Friday is
they'll be mingling. Yeah,
and
they'll be mingling.
there's a cash bar gonna be there Friday.
Excuse me. And on Saturday is what we're accustomed to from Indie Love, is a traditional signing where you'll have all your authors in the building. They'll be selling their paperbacks, taking pictures with you, loving on you. And then on Sunday, the brunch. Talk about that, Jocelyn.
It's a brunch. We're working on a program now. We also have we're doing a souvenir booklet that everyone that attends the brunch will receive a souvenir booklet. If you are a publisher or business owner and you want to buy an ad, we have ads, 4-page ads. They're very reasonable, $100. Half page is $50. Let's see, what is it? The fourth is fifth. No, I made a mistake. 4-page 100, half page 75, 1/4 is 50, and 1/8 is $25. You can even buy ad. You don't have to, you can even buy ad just saying congratulations to the 10 years, whatever. But that is up and ready on the website as well. I just haven't marketed it yet because I was still working on it. We finished the website part yesterday.
Got it.
And
Sunday, so that's where I'll be.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. We're planning some good things to have a good time, and I'm excited about it. Stressed, but I'm excited.
Yeah. And Khalees, I'm going to let her sign off with the last comment, because that's what really happens at any. That's honestly, it's happened at all of the events I've attended. There's just a magic in the air when you come together on one accord. Don't come in to in there the Indie Love greeters or registrants. Don't come in there saying, "Well, I did this." It's all about love. We are a sisterhood, a brotherhood, a community, and let's conduct ourselves accordingly. I am looking forward to it. I'm always honored when I'm invited to attend Indie Love. So we're gonna have a good time. So
great, amazing time.
Yep, I always do. I've never had a bad experience at Indie Love. So I can't wait to see you guys and love on you guys. So I'm gonna allow Jocelyn to sign us off.
All right, y'all. Have a great evening. Hope you guys have an amazing week, and we will see you next month.
Ciao.